Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his time in the territories with PG-13 to his time in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Thanks again for tuning in. Here he is, Wolfie D.
All right, we're back. And as we promised you, I don't know why it's taken me this long to get him on here. Not that I've been pestering him to death, but you would think with the history that myself and my next guest have that I would have had him on here by now. But he always thinks I treat him badly anyway. My good friend, my one of my toughest opponents, and one of my best partners in the wrestling business over the years. Had great matches with and against this dude. What's going on, Flash Flanagan?
Oh, not a whole lot. Still surviving.
Still surviving.
Still moving after all the stiff shots you gave me.
I knew that was probably going to be the first thing you said. I really called. You always blame me for your problems.
For a shoot. Every time I got hurt, it was from you.
No, stop it. Now, listen, there was one time that I can think of. I did split your head open. I think it was with a chair on accident. And I don't really think it was like something I did wrong. I think it just happened. But I don't remember like hurting you any other time.
No, and nothing really hurt. I mean, but then after that one.
Oh, so you're saying I can't hurt you?
There was a hubcap incident.
Oh no, he can swing that.
Yeah, and then there was the chair shot Christmas night, and then not long after that, we were in a match. Down in Kentucky somewhere, and you told the referee to duck because the referee wasn't even listening to me. And you tell him to duck, and as soon as he ducks, you punch him right in the eye and split my eye open. And I roll out on the floor. I'm pointing at the top of my head, pointing at the side of my head. Now I'm pointing to my eye. I'm like, "Do I owe you money or what?"
Well, I'm not. I don't remember that, but whatever. I guess you think working against you is like some kind of night off or something.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Wolfie, I'm running. I'm going to jump off this chair and then off the top rope and flip around and leg drop you right in the fucking mouth. How's that? Yeah, great, Flash. Let's do it.
Just turn your head. You got to work.
Evidently, I don't, according to you. Man, seriously, what's been going on with you, man? You still getting in the ring or what?
I'm still getting in there. Don't know how much longer, though.
Yeah, because you're doing a little work for OVW, right?
No, they won't use me.
Well, we just had Doug Basham on, and I'm gonna call him and see if I can take care of that for you.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sure that'll go real well.
Is there heat there?
I still consider heat.
Really? Okay. Well,
yeah.
If you don't want to get into it, we don't have to. But if you'd like to elaborate, we'll be glad to listen.
Well, when Doug got called up and he was up there with WWE, they were all out to eat. And I guess he was with Bradshaw and them, sucking them off. And he calls me up and tries to do his best Tommy Rich impersonation.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, here the phone calls coming from New Albany, Indiana. I go, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, Tommy. First off, I know you a lot better than that. Yeah, we're in Evansville. We want to have you come take a look at you. I'm in Puerto Rico right now, so it looks like I'm not going anywhere. Oh, this is a great opportunity, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, I won't be there. And then I hear her start laughing. I'm like, yeah, okay. Trying to get over with the boys. Like, yeah.
So that wasn't cool.
No, it does backstab a bunch of guys from when we got up there.
Really? Did not know that. I haven't talked to him in years since that, man. Always got along with Doug. Just I didn't know him.
I did too.
Point. I didn't know him at that point in time, so I can't really call it on that. But at any rate, this interview is not about Doug. It's about you, Flash. It's about you. It's all you, Flash. And that's all I want to talk about. Jimmy, what kind of question would you have for Mr. Flanagan?
I mean, I want to go.
Shenanigans, Flash Flanagan.
Yeah, I want to go to the start. I mean, the black sheep. Did you come up with that? Who came up with that idea for you?
I don't remember.
With it.
Yeah, I don't really remember exactly, but it was just an idea because honestly, that was for me, it was, PG-13 was done and I hadn't invented Slash yet. And it was like an in-between thing where I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then me and Flash, worked well together. And we just kind of came up with that and dressed in the closet instead of the heel dressing room or the babyface dressing room. We told them, we're going to dress in the closet. Nobody's ever done that. So
yeah.
Then it got over and they said, you guys got to go dress up in the babyface dressing room now.
After we worked with the Vols for a while.
I love the name of the team, though. That the black sheep. I've always considered myself the black sheep of my family. So, representing, I'm a big fan.
And then, but Flash goes to Puerto Rico. I want to go back, though. Let's talk about, because we had some really good matches in USWA when you and Stephen Dunn were together. And then we brought in your dad and all that stuff. That was a pretty good little angle and some really good matches.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It's one of those things you look back and it's pretty good. But then when you go back, then you look years later on down the line, it's like, okay, I wish I would have done this different and this different. And
well, I think that's us being perfectionists at our craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
that was some good stuff, though.
Yeah, and I think everybody in the ring, I mean, obviously Steve, but the other three of us were seasoned enough at that point to where, I do look at some early stuff and go, God, what was I thinking? But around that time, I think everybody was coming into their own with you being what year did you break in?
92.
Yeah, so you were only a couple of years behind us, 2 or 3, and so you were coming into your own as well with the leadership around you, and I mean it was good stuff. I don't think there's one particular TV match that I remember that was really good, and then the deal where I flipped over the top rope onto you, and they were stretching you out on a chair and smashed you on the floor. They dropped
the chair before he landed on me.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. And then what I love the most, the interview that me and Jamie did is one of my favorites. After that, I don't know, do you recall when we had it was like a little blonde-headed doll, and we put a neck brace on it and a cast on its leg. We made it talk, and then we beat it up. It was funny. So what got you going to Puerto Rico? Got your kind of, you got over there and did good stuff.
Doing the TNA thing with you.
Yeah.
And then it was so unorganized there. To me, they had no clue what was going on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dear God, I'm booked 1 week. I show up, I'm not booked. Show up, I'm not booked. Show up, I'm not booked. I'm not driving to Nashville 5 hours and not be booked on a show and not make any money. I go, screw that.
Yeah, right.
So I called Cornette, and he goes, hold on a second. I'll call you back in a minute. And I knew Victor Quiones from WWF and Savio, Miguel, and all that. And Dutch called me up. Or I can't remember if it was Dutch or Luke that called me. But they called me up and brought me in down there. And they go, when they pick me up, they go, do you mind if we change your name? I'm like, man, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want. And they go, we're going to call you Slash Venom, the Venom. And then it gets really funny because they go, yeah, we want to put the thing as look, your eye is out. We want to put the scar down your face. I go, look. I go, my partner, he's already has all that. I go, I don't want to steal that from him also. I go, forget it. I go, just haven't got that myself.
Who tossed that to you? Was it Luke? Did Luke toss that to you, or was it Dutch?
Luke.
I guess he must have. I mean, there's no way that he couldn't have seen it on TNA and just said, "I'm gonna put it on somebody down here." That's incredible.
We had him on the show. Too bad we didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. I always thought it was you that came up with it.
No.
Because we were actually going to rip your ass for it.
No, because I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch went to Puerto Rico and stole my fucking gimmick.
How did you feel down in Puerto Rico? Wolfie's got some great stories about his time down there. What about you in Puerto Rico?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. You're on the beach. You're working almost every night. It couldn't have been any better.
Let me ask you, did you meet an Armadito down there? Because he might have thought you were actually Wolfie because you were working Slash, and Slash was in Tennessee, and never mind. It's anyway, killed a Wolfie.
What's this guy's name?
Armadito Santiago.
No, I don't think I've ever met this guy. If I did,
he was like a job guy.
Okay.
Well, if I did, I was always summed up so much I had no idea where I was.
So is that the reason you were able to jump off of everything in Puerto Rico?
Okay, the balcony fall. Here's how that all came up. This is how it all came up.
All right.
We turn on Ricky, and then it was going to be. It was me, Savio, Miguel, Castillo, and all of us gang up, and then we turned on him, left him laying in the ring. So then the next week,
Ricky who? Ricky who?
Banderas.
Okay.
Ricky Banderas.
Just for some of the listeners, they won't. If you say first name, sometimes they don't catch on.
So we beat him down, and then he's got a mystery opponent the next week. Now, up to a year, they hadn't really done a whole lot with me. I was one of the underneath heels.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, man, I'm better than this. Give me a chance, and I'll show you what I can do.
Yeah.
Well, they called me into the office, and I was summing up when they called me in there. I'm trying to act cool, like I wasn't summing up, but when you're summing up, you know, people.
It's pretty obvious.
They know that you're all fucked up. So, anyways, I'm trying to straight lace as possible, and they tell me, yeah, you're going to be the mystery opponent. Ricky's going to go through you, then go to Castillo, then Miguel, then get to Savio. And I'm like, man, you guys just changed all this on me already. I'm like, all right. And so we start coming with the finish for it. I go, how about we do this spot where we set this table up, we'll get fighting up on the balcony, and we'll tease it, and we'll work it around, and I'll toss him over. And it looks like he's going. He catches himself, reaches up, grabs me, pulls himself back up, and then cuts me off, and then launches me off the balcony. Yeah. And I'll go through the table. And everyone got silent in there. And Savio was like, have you ever done this before? Like, yeah, the table's going to break my fall. Big deal. It'll be all right. Not knowing what's going on in my mind. But
how high up were you?
Imagine going to a high school.
Yeah.
And getting on the second balcony.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just up. I was higher than a basketball goal. Like
yeah. So you were good, probably 15 feet.
Yeah. Wow.
And so the spot came. Boom. He throws me. I missed the table. Hit the back of my head on the floor. Landed. Out cold.
Oh man.
And the camera zooms in on my face. My face is purple. My eyes are rolled up in the back of my head. And they all thought I was dead. Crowd and everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they continued doing what they were doing in the ring while they were checking on me. And while they're checking on me, I finally came to, but everything else was done. So go to the locker room, and when I go to you go down the hallway and go upstairs, and then there's one locker room, and I look over there, and I see Banderas on the floor, and the EMTs are checking him out, and his nose, he's got a big gash over his nose, and there's blood everywhere. I'm like, man, he must have hit his face on the table when he did the splash off the top there. Because that was my other stupid idea, was after I go through the table, him leap off the balcony and do the splash on me.
Oh, shit. Well, after the table's already broke?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was fucked up, okay? Give me a break.
I'd say he might have been, too, to want to dive out of the balcony and no table.
No, he didn't do it.
Oh.
He was scared to death. He thought he killed me.
Oh, man. Man.
Like, oh my! He's standing up there looking down like, oh my God, move! Like,
well, how do you get gas in his nose?
Well, when he came down and covered me, because there was some heat between me and Ricky earlier through the year, where Ricky was stiffing me with stuff, and so Savio came after he came out and pinned me. Savio came over and swung his baseball bat, cracked Ricky right in the face.
Man. Yikes.
Busted his nose, and he's bleeding. He's in the ring. They're beating him down. They get him to the back. So when I come to, I go to the back, and I'm still, when you're knocked out, but you're still coherent, but you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I walk out. I walk to the office locker room. I go, how'd that look like when I went to the table? And Luke was like, mate, you missed the fucking table. I go, no, I did. How'd it look really? And Savio goes, get ready to go to the hospital. I go, why? I'm fine. He goes, you missed the table. I go, I'm fine. He goes, where you at? I go, I'm in Indianapolis. He goes, go to the hospital. I'm like, all right. So they took me to the hospital. Then it gets really good here because Ricky's got to go to the hospital also.
Oh, man.
So it was like a scene out of Rocky 2 because, those people, they believed all of that shit was real.
Yeah.
So I'm in a wheelchair on one side of the room. I got blood all over me. Then Ricky comes in. He's got blood all over him and a big gash over his nose. He's on the opposite side of the room. Now the TV show comes on at 3 a.m. at one of the time slots that they had also.
Yeah.
And that was where we did the beatdown on him to set it for that night. So they see us in the ring together. Then all of a sudden we jump him and beat him down. And now I got all these Puerto Ricans. They're sitting there looking at me. They're looking at him. They're looking at me. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be bad. And then they called me to the back and then did a CAT scan on my head. And they go, no, we don't see any damage. I'm like, okay. And they go, how do you feel? I go, well, I hurt a little bit. You think give me some for pain? Yeah. So she gave me an injection and some pain pills and went on home, and they said, try to stay awake for a while. You got a slight concussion. I'm like, all right. And that set it off.
Yeah. And then
when I went to the ring, what had got me really, because I was a little disappointed, because when I went to the ring as a mystery opponent, the crowd was kind of like, oh, really him? And I'm like, I was like, all right, I'm going to give you something you guys will never forget. And to this day, they still haven't forgot it.
Yeah. You definitely did that. So, and I am going to dial it back here a little bit because we've kind of gone forward, but I've just got to add the new church name. You know, you're in the new church and you came the name. Now, who gave you Cobain? Was that Russo?
I don't know. Wolfie called me up and said, hey, they're going to put us together as the team. You're going to be Cobain. They want you to dye your hair black, blah, blah, blah. And that's all I'm told.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I don't know about Flash, but they, you know, I know I've talked about it on here before. They threw us together. I went through, we've talked about this, 4 different partners, you know,
right.
And this was just like, let's get him another partner, you know, and I don't remember they asked me about it or what, but I'm not sure. But we had no Jim Mitchell. It was just me and Flash. And then I became, you know, Slash had never fucking spoken except for like in OVW and stuff, but never in TNA. And Russo wants me to cut this promo with Flash, you know, Cobain, riding off Kurt Cobain. And so he's supposed to be, you know, scratching himself and being just soam it out like he usually is. So it wasn't a far stretch. But we do this interview and, you know, Flash is sitting in front of me all groggy or whatever. And Russo gives me this line by line fucking interview and tells me to do it like Raven. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
First of all, this is not how I talk as Slash, even though you've never heard it. And, you know, Flash, I don't feel they gave us a fair shot at that. So I don't know what you think.
I don't either. First off, going out there and having a drug addict as a character is pretty stupid.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't that kind of Billy Kidman's character? I think in WCW they kind of tried to.
I was going off the part being suicidal, going out there. I always took those crazy bumps and stuff, and I would go. That's how I was playing it off.
Yeah.
But Russo was clueless when it comes to the wrestling business.
Yeah. Well, you tell it. Yeah. And another thing I'm going to ask you about before we get too far along, and I know I'm kind of going back and then back and then back. So in the developmental deal with OVW that you had there was a time that you actually worked a great match with Jericho, man. Talk about that a little bit.
All right. So I already had a developmental deal, and we kept that. That was kept hush for a long time so I could keep my angle going with Nick Dinsmore, because Dinsmore he ended up getting one for beating Al Snow, and I was complaining about it, saying, "Oh, you mow Danny's yard, you get everything you want, you're the franchise boy around here," all this stuff. So we ended up having I can't remember who I was working with, but the winner got a shot at Jericho, and I ended up winning. So now I'm putting the OVW title on the line for a chance to get a contract with WWF. Well, as soon as we locked up, my tricep popped and rolled up my arm. I tore my tricep.
Oh, dude.
And I was sitting there, and then we did a spot, and it got kind of a little clustered. And I rolled out to the floor trying to regroup. I was in pain.
Yeah.
I feel good. I did.
I was like, man, what can I do to try to block this out? And like, all I could think of was pick the pace up and get my adrenaline going. And once my adrenaline is going, it should help me out. It helped me out a little bit, but not a whole lot. If you ever watched if anyone's got the match and they've seen it, the full thing, you can see all the moves where I land on my arm. You can see me grimacing, and you can tell I'm hurt.
Yeah.
But then after it was over with, he came back, thanked me. Because before the match, he goes, "You've been around long enough." I said, "I'll just listen to you call it, and if I have to have any ideas, I'll throw some ideas out there."
Okay. Did you let him know immediately that you were hurt?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that just something? Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Because I mean, is that common, Wolfie D, Flash? Do you normally try to let the guy know, or in this case, it just doesn't make sense and doesn't worry about it?
I can't. Go ahead, Flash. You go first.
With me, I mean, I've been out there harping about getting a contract for the longest time, and I was getting heat from it. But the fans actually, they were pulling for me.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
And the following week, when they announced that I had the contract, the place went nuts.
Yeah.
And then because I tore my tricep, I had to have surgery. Then they have Doug Basham. He come out there and hit me with a chair. I go, I'll feed my arm here, hit me with the chair here. And what's he do? Comes out there, swings the chair, cracks me in my ear. I was like, unbelievable.
Good God. Yeah, seriously. Oh, my God.
For me, I guess like he said, in his situation, he didn't want really nobody to know it at the time. And I guess a lot of times when you're hurt, I mean, I can kind of tell if somebody's shoot hurt. They really don't have to tell me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And probably same with him. But, I think it's a individual call on different situations,
That makes sense.
Nowadays, they are quick to tell each other they're hurt, and the referee throws up the X sign. I don't recall having an X sign anytime I've ever been seriously hurt in the ring. I always finish the match. So,
yeah.
Having said that.
But that's kind of what sets your generation apart from the new generation, though. Let's just say that.
Exactly.
That's learn how to work around it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, obviously, I'm talking to two guys that not only are tag team expert specialists, they have been tag team partners. So, in the regards of your favorite tag team guy, the guys that you've worked with in the past, Flash, who do you think... Let's just say this. Who do you think the team, and you don't have to say Wolfie because Wolfie's here. I know you know that, but who do you think had the most potential to make it a deal, or were you solely focused on trying to be a single star when it came down to it?
I wanted to be a single star, but it didn't matter to me.
Sure.
I just wanted my opportunity.
Right.
And I think me and Wolfie would have done pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Now I want to talk about, because we can't act like the dive off the balcony was the only fucking crazy shit you did down there. And I've seen bits and pieces of some of it, man. And then I seen a picture of you standing on top of the damn lighting rig, which that had to be 20 foot. I mean, it had to be 20 foot. And, that's probably a 3x3, possibly a 4x4 area. I mean, it's not very big, and you climbed up it and you were standing on it straight up, just like Jimmy Snuka on top of the cage. And so tell me, either what did you do off of the top of that? And I'd also like to know who was laying down there that was a big enough goof to let you do this to them.
Okay. The guy laying down there was Chicano.
Uh-huh.
When I got up there, the first thing I should have done...
Was this pre-planned? Was this something y'all talked about? Or you just did it? Did you just do this, or did y'all talk about it?
We talked about it.
Okay.
But I had him move.
Okay.
Because when I got up there, the smartest thing, I would have got more heat when I got up there, if I threw my arms down and climbed back down. Instead of jumping off and smack my head in the mat. That would have been the smartest thing to do. But you're up there and you got them all yelling like, all right. Here's your 2 minutes of stupidity I'll never get back.
And you did what move?
I just did a splash.
Did a splash?
Man.
Splash with the splash.
Came down on my head.
Ugh. See, I think if I got up there and I would have had to have jumped, I was always, I mean, I go to the top and have a move when I do the front flip, because for whatever reason, that does not hurt as bad as, to me, missing an elbow or missing a splash, or especially like a leg drop or something. F that, man. My signature off the top miss is doing a flip and landing flat on my back.
That was a long drop. That's why I was.
It's one of those ones. I think you asked me this before, and I think you can probably testify to this. There's a certain height, like, you take a high bump, whatever, but there's a certain height when you jump off of something and you're coming down to where you hear the wind going by your ears. And I'm sure on both of those dives that we've talked about, you know what I'm saying, right?
Well, I was a little somewhat up on the one, so I don't remember anything on that. And the other one, it was, you hear the wind and then the thud.
Yeah. The thud. Yeah. But there's I can't explain it, and I don't know what the exact height would be. It's not really the top rope. Top rope's not quite high enough, but like a cage height or, balconies and stuff like that. You're coming down, it's like boom, and then all of a sudden as you speed up, catching that momentum, that velocity, you can hear go by your ears. That's when you know, oh, here it comes.
It's not the fall that gets you, it's the landing.
Yeah. True story. True story. Are you a fan of anything on TV right now, or have you kind of like me? You watch it and just understand that what we did ain't coming back.
I don't even watch it anymore.
Yeah. Is it
every
hard
now
for you
and then? Yeah, it's very hard to watch.
Yeah. Now, is that out of just these guys don't know what they're doing, or they don't do it like I always just say, I know it's changed, whatever, and I don't agree with it, but I understand that it's changed, and it's just not what I signed up for. It's not what I grew up on that made me want to do it. I can appreciate the athleticism, but it's just so much different than my style that I appreciate.
Well, see, that was I grew up, I loved watching Owen Hart and all those guys and doing all the flying around. Yeah. But they look like wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now these guys are all 150 pounds.
Yeah.
They don't look like wrestlers. So, I mean, so then you bring in a guy like Braun Strowman, who are you really going to work with?
Right. He's almost too much. Yeah.
So you got these guys that would have been great back in the 80s and 90s or whatever, but now you got to some of these guys you look at, you see these kids, it's like it's AEW. I sit there and I see that like, man, that locker room would get whipped so bad back in the day.
Seriously, it's true. And every time, the funny thing is how they say, like, you've had your third eye opened kind of on a spiritual thing or whatever. Road Dogg, we had him on the show, and recently we read about him saying that AEW is essentially a indie show with with a good budget. And once he said that, it was like the extra eye was ripped open, and I can't not see it that way. It's just impossible to not see it like that now.
And they've got some talented guys there.
Absolutely.
But the Young Bucks are a joke. Omega, he's a joke.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a guy can't cut a promo to save himself. And, as far as psychology, it's kind of out the window, too.
The three of them couldn't beat up CM Punk?
He had his dog. Don't forget that, though.
See, and if that would have been me, and they would have hurt my dog, I would have killed him.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me dial it way back here, because I know you guys kind of were going forward, and I don't want to mess this up, but I just want to read some names of people from your past here. So obviously in the USWA, I'm just looking at, like Wolfie says, I write down stuff, and I do that, but I just made a list of some people that I would like to get your quick reaction on, if you don't mind. It doesn't have to be anything major, but Mike Samples.
Backstabber.
The Heat show. We're on it now. What about Vampire Warrior Gangrel?
I liked him.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Tony Falk.
Who cannot like Tony Falk? Tony Falk's one of the nicest guys.
Yeah. If you don't like Tony, you've got a problem. It's your issue, not. What about Bart Sawyer?
I like Bart. Bart tried to be Roddy Piper too much.
Yeah, I always thought that in his interviews, especially.
Stephen Dunn.
I love Steve.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to come to the show and see me, and I didn't know he was having the problems he was having. And Reno had told me, he was, man, I don't think he's doing a show. And then, oh, come on, Steve. I'll catch you next time. And never was next time.
No, next time.
Yeah, it sucks, man. What about the Phantoms? Phantom Sorrow and Phantom Tragedy.
I retired them.
Okay.
Bro, hey, I remember they came in and worked me and Jamie for a minute. This was before, I think, your incident. And I wasn't shooting on him or anything like that. But I do remember suplexing Jerry off the top rope. And when he landed, and I'd never knocked the breath out of anybody like that before, just from a bump or whatever. And I just remember landing and him going, hee, like real loud.
Oh, man. That's funny.
I'll give you a funny one about the Phantoms, though. Here
Please.
Okay. So they had screwed Danny Davis over. Them and Mike Samples about running this other, we're going to run against Danny.
Yeah.
And they talked me into joining it. I'm like, man, I don't want to do Danny that way. But they go, we got TV here, this, and this. And I was like, all right. So I went and did it. We show up at this TV station, and all you had was one row of people. And all it was the guy's girlfriend in the front row.
Oh, man.
And at that moment, I was like, I made a mistake. Then it was another cluster. Mike would always take cheap shots on you in the ring. He wouldn't act like he was mad at you, but like he'd throw a clothesline, and you know if he was mad at you because he'd turn his arm and give you that clothesline and he'd stiff you right across the face. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got you. So Mike would take cheap shots on you in the ring.
Yeah.
But Ian was going to get their TV spot. They were getting ready to shut down. And they're going to come out to Ian's. And I just talked to Danny about coming back to Danny's. And Danny was like, it's a good thing you came back when you did, because if you would have waited another week or so, I wouldn't have used you, because I got this TV thing getting ready to get started. I go, I guess it's good timing on my part, huh? He goes, well, I'll take you back on our probationary base thing, and then we'll see how things go. I go, well, Ian's got Jerry and Troy coming out there to work for him, and he's taking their TV spot. I go, I'm not letting it happen. I go, I owe him one. I go, this is for you, Danny. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I've heard people say that before. No, I will beat the fuck out of both of them. And so I get to the building. I tell Doug Gilbert and Dutch and them, I go, look, I'm going to go out there and fuck them up. Just make sure no one comes up from behind me and sucker punches me or anything. I'll take care of the rest.
Well, who was your? I don't remember. Was Doug your partner?
No, Doug was just to watch the curtain.
Oh, okay. Who was your partner?
Went out after. It was a singles match. I was working Chip Fairway.
Okay.
So I get on the mic because no one thought I was going to do it.
Yeah.
So I got on the mic and I told Troy to get out of the ring and get out of the building real quick, because I know he's just a follower and Jerry's the one who's going to get his ass whipped. And Troy jumps up and tells me, kiss my ass. And I take my jacket off and I took off after him. And both of them got up and took off running. I had to chase him down.
Even if they had heat, it was gone at that moment.
I chased him down. I got a hold of Jerry, and I got a few tags on him, and then I slipped him his beer. Yeah. And he was able to get away. And then Doug comes running out there, and he goes after Jerry. Well, now Troy's getting up, and as soon as he gets up, he turns right around, and he's face-to-face with me, bam. I clocked him and knocked him out, split his eye open. And then I got back to the back, got my stuff, got out of there. Ian is like, what's going on, man? What's going on? I go, I'm getting out of here before the cops come. And they called the cops, and they took me to court. And I go over to Danny's, and I told him what happened. Danny was laughing, but Danny gets the facts from Mike Samples. Flash Flanagan and Doug Gilbert are going to jail. And then Danny's laughing. So whatever. So I went on home. So I called Dean Hill and I said, "Hey Dean, did I got any warrants out for my arrest down there?" He goes, "Yeah, you got 3 warrants. You got 2 second-degree and third-degree assault charges." He goes, "Just turn yourself in, and they'll give you a court date." I'm like, "All right." So went to court, told the judge as part of the show they were wrestlers also, which it was part of the show.
Right. Yeah.
And they were wrestlers also.
Yeah.
And they just got hardcore wrestling taught to them 101.
It was training.
And that was it. They never, that was, I guess, the end of the wrestling career, because I guess they went back to wearing the mask, but everyone, they probably were embarrassed that I beat them up.
Yeah. So did the judge just throw it out?
The judge started laughing. He goes, "Case dismissed."
Okay. That's good. You can't do that anymore, though. They wouldn't do it, I don't think.
No, they wouldn't.
Like, "You guys are wrestlers too?" "Yeah." "Well, you didn't say that."
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me this one. I found, like, through this list of your matches, there was a barbed wire death match, and this was you and Wolfie versus Bill and Jamie Dundee. Do you remember that match?
I don't.
No recollection of it at all.
It was in Louisville, Kentucky. It was September of '96. Anyway, I know that doesn't help at all, but what I'm saying is...
Was it at the Gardens?
Yeah, the Gardens, yeah.
Okay, I don't remember
for
that.
USWA. Well, anyway, talk about the Dundees, Flash.
Okay. 1 minute you'll want to kill Jamie, and then the next minute you'll love him.
Yeah.
And at first, me and Bill never really got along, I don't think.
Yeah.
But as time went on, I'd see Bill like, "Flash." He goes, "We're just talking about you. You're one of the old timers now." I'm like, "Oh, great, Bill." With Bill, it's like Bill knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He knows he's, and when you're young and you're trying to get your stuff in and all that, and it happens to everybody. All the young guys get in, and the older guys try to smarten them up, and the younger guys always think they know better than what the older guy knows. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it's doubtful. It's usually shut up and listen, and you'll learn something.
Yeah.
And Bill had his way of wrestling, and I had my way of wanting to do things, and we just kind of clashed. But as I got smarter over the years, I realized things. And
yeah, that happens. I know. And Bill, by the time, me and you were working with him, he was, on the decline of what he could do in the ring. Now, with the exception of the time when he came back after he pulled the knife on me and worked an angle with me, he worked his ass off. He was doing all kinds of stuff. But if you go back and watch old Bill Lawler stuff, man, Bill could go, man. He could do a lot of shit that I almost didn't realize,
Yeah, no, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
So in 2018, I remember reading this on the dirt sheets, as I am part Mark. I read that you had maybe a tryout through Randy Orton. Is that true, or were you just visiting? Or
yeah, Randy had got me. I don't know if it was 2018 or what, but I talked to Randy, and Randy was giving me a look at again, but. Shoot, by that time, they're looking at you and they're thinking, "Man, you're too old."
Yeah. Well, I mean, they would rather take a guy, and I'm not knocking you, Flash. You're a seasoned veteran by that point, but they would rather take a guy fresh off the football field or the basketball court and turn them into a wrestler than do something with a strong, qualified, trained wrestler, in my opinion. But
true. It's true. And Flash, I saw a thing. I watched it yesterday. I don't know who posted it. could have been you. It was on social media where it was Randy Orton talking about that on it looked like what probably was a piece of a documentary or something, one of the WWE documentaries, and he put you over strong, man. I was like, damn, that's a pretty good, endorsement right there.
I was a developmental talent. But here I am, I'm at this dark match. So the arena's like, a third full, half full at this point. And it was me and Flash Flanagan.
Does the WWF only hire stupid green guys? Why am I constantly overlooked? Flash, this is not the time or the place.
He was one of the veterans down in OVW that I could really listen to. It wouldn't steer me the wrong way. There was no jealousy as to the work he had put in to get to that point versus my work. He was just happy to be down there and loved the business and wanted to help out a green kid who didn't know what he was doing. I still hear from Flash every once in a while. He's doing well, still doing the independent thing. And my dad just did a show somewhere and he said, Flash says hi. And I was like, Flash, wow, I need to give him a call.
Well, I had Randy's first match up there.
Right.
Yeah, he was talking about it.
Yeah.
And here's another thing on that match. I just had surgery on my elbow just 5 days earlier. I still had the stitches in my arm when I had that match. And he gave me a press slam, and I landed on my arm. And when I landed, my elbow blew back up. So, of course, you get back to the back. The doctors and them are complaining to you, why you get in the ring if you're hurt? I'm like, because I'm the old school kind of guy that if you're booked on a show, you're booked on a show and you show up.
Yeah.
And like, you should have never got out there and done that. And like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. We've done it, man. Gone out there and, like I said, either finished a match when you were severely hurt or worked a match when you really didn't have no business being out there, for love of the game.
Yeah. So how is working Randy and the difference in the start and because Randy's considered one of the greatest of all time as far as the current guys go.
Well, here's all I got to say. You take a look at all the guys that worked with me, they all became good.
There you go. Hey, that's it. That's the show clip right there.
You're exactly right, man. And I saw some other things when I saw that Randy Orton thing. You was working, I think these were Puerto Rico matches, but like Marty Jannetty, Rick Steiner, Rhino. Talk about some of those. I mean, it had to have been good working with Jannetty, and I've worked Steiner, so I know how that is. Tell me about Marty Jannetty and working with him.
Jannetty was great. I don't remember much of the match. It's been so long ago. Yeah. That was in 99, so I don't remember much of the match. Now I do have a good one with Steiner.
Oh,
you did?
Well, the funny part with Steiner, we're in the locker room, and I'm talking to Steiner about I wanted him to do the Alex on his hand. I wanted him to take a Sharpie and draw Alex, and he's like, no. And I'm like, man, if you try to do any of that shit that she did with those jobbers out there and back in WCW, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
And he went from a smile on his face to seriousness. I go, I'm just kidding, man.
Of course.
And then he got in the ring. Everything was great. He was snug, but he didn't hurt me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he could have.
And he was supposed to take a back suplex from him at WCW. Like, I think trying to do it off the top. He set him on the thing and was going to like back suplex him. Jamie hooked the turnbuckle with both hands in a death grip, man. To be honest, it's hilarious, but I can't remember how they got out of that if he ended up giving it to him. I think he brought him down for something else. I don't remember, but that was the key thing, was just him just bucking up to Steiner like, basically, you ain't fucking doing this to me. And you can see Jamie. We were talking about, good matches and stuff. Besides me, who's the greatest wrestler you've ever wrestled in your life? Took y'all a minute on that one.
Let's see.
I know that's a very hard question. I know, because I get asked it, and it's hard. I know.
Oh, man.
And if you don't have a definite answer, I'll give you what my answer usually is, because I think yours could be possibly similar. It's a hard question because I have different matches for different reasons. It might have just been a great match, at the Coliseum that wasn't taped, or it was a match that drew a lot of money, or yada, yada, yada. For different reasons, I have different matches. I don't know if that would be the same for you or not.
Bison.
Who?
Bison Smith.
Okay, I don't know that.
He passed away a while back. He should have been a WWF star.
Mm-hmm.
But Johnny Ace didn't like the Mohawk.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Bison was jacked. He was about 300 pounds. He was a monster. I think Bader trained him.
Okay.
But, when he hit you, it was safe, but it was snug.
Uh-huh.
And we did this angle where he was killing me. He was killing me because he had the trash can lid, and we didn't take the handle off of it because we wanted him to be able to grab it and punch me in the head with it. So he's punching me with this trash can lid, and he's giving me the shots. So I'm got the color and everything. And he beat me till I'm just out of it. And they stopped the match and carried me out in a stretcher. So come back the following week, I'm going out for my revenge. I crack him with a kendo stick. I'm beating on him. He goes behind me and gives me a little flipper. He hit me so hard, my kidney, I thought I was paralyzed. I said, and I went down. He would hit you with those forearms. Like it would come across the chest and stuff. For me to get him to lighten up, I was coming across and punching him in the mouth. It didn't faze him. He just and he just bulldozed right through you. And the people believed it.
Yeah.
We protected it down there, and there was a TV show. I can't remember the name of it, but there was this model on there, and it said that she wanted to meet me. Mm-hmm. And Felix Trinidad was there, and I'm like, well, shoot, let's go on over there. So we get over there, and we're kayfabing. He's on one side of the building, I'm on the other. Well, all of a sudden, here come all the cops. Cops are surrounding me, and cops are surrounding him because they think we're going to get in a fight.
Oh, man.
I was like, wow, they really believe in this.
Funny. That's funny. But so out of all the guys you've been in the ring with, the guy that about blew your kidney out and was stiff and all that, that's what Flash likes, Jimmy. He likes that. So all that shit at the beginning about me splitting his head open and hurting him and all this, that means he really liked working with me.
Yeah, he loves you. So had Bison already worked in Japan by the time he worked with you? Is that why part of his... Yeah.
Now this was the rib. He would go to Japan, come back. They stick him in a program with me to light him up.
Oh my God!
He'd go back to Japan, come back, stick me in a program with him, light him back up.
Oh my God,
guys! Man, I remember we were when we were at both hills. We went to a casino, and some guy, he was a jerk, and he was at the table sitting next to Bison, and one of the waitresses, she bumped into the guy, and he spilled his drink on his shirt. And she's apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get you another drink. Well, he's complaining now this whole time. The guy was losing anyways. And he's complaining about, this shirt needs to be dry cleaned, blah, blah, blah. So she goes, here's your drink, sir. I'm really sorry. Bison picks the drink up, uses it as a spit cup, spits his dip in it, and sets it back down. That's how that night was going.
Yeah.
Oh,
no doubt we had some fun times, man. In the old wrestling business, I wouldn't take anything for it. I made some mistakes. But what's your thoughts on, your career?
I get depressed about it at times.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I had a blast, made mistakes. I knew better, and just like I had a job in Puerto Rico as long as I wanted one.
Yeah,
and that's only because Victor liked me.
Uh-huh.
Victor wasn't going to get anywhere with me, but he goes, "You'll have a job here as long as you want." I'm like, "Awesome,
right.
This is great." Then he passed away, and then things kind of just. They still call me. I'll go down there every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But OVW was some fun times. Oh God! It's just like there's some things you can't really talk about anymore because you don't want someone coming back saying, "Oh my God, this happened here. This happened here."
Yeah, I feel you, and we don't do that on here where we try to get into too much controversial bullshit. I just like to talk to some of my friends from the past and talk a little wrestling and just like we used to riding down the road. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But we did knock a lot of people riding down the road too.
So let's get into that. All right, here we are. No, I'm just kidding. One thing I will say before we go, I remember my biggest legacy, I think, with you, Flash, is I saw you everywhere. Watching you on TV. We're only 4 years difference in age, but what I mean is when I was really watching the tapes and the stuff like that, I feel like I would see you in WCW, on WWE, these places, that places, on OVW TV, just everywhere. So I do feel like your name is out there and people know it and respect it. That Indiana crew, you guys had a crew, Rob Conway, Nick Dinsmore, I know we said Doug and then you and then some other guys. I mean, Indiana really was representing around that time too, as far as pro wrestling goes.
Well, if you can't learn from Rip,
yeah.
I mean, Rip, it's funny, Rip would be like Miyagi. He would torture you. And he would install this stuff to you. And he's telling you things, and you're not getting it because you're wanting to know. Hey, be straight up with me. I want to know this, this, and this. And he's telling you, but you're not seeing it. And then once you catch on to what he's telling you, it's like, oh, now I get it.
He's the Miyagi that says curse words.
But hey, man, Flash. Honestly, you got anything you want to plug coming up? Any website, social media, any events, anything like that?
Oh man, I got nothing. I'm computer challenged. Okay,
that's you.
That's why I keep that realmed because when it comes to the computer stuff, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. I got you, bud. But anyway, thank you for coming on. And honestly, sorry I haven't done it before now because, like I said, there's a lot of history between us. I consider you a friend of mine. A lot of guys, associates or just coworkers, but I consider you a friend, and I appreciate everything that you did in the wrestling business with me, against me, and even just the things you did for yourself, man. I appreciate you as a person. I liked your dad. Anyway, I appreciate it, buddy.
The thing that sucks is I wish we could go back now and know then what we know now.
Yeah, that's the old saying.
Really
I only knew then what I know now.
Oh my God. Y'all be kings of the world.
Yeah. But if you believe in reincarnation, maybe we'll get to do it again someday.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jimmy, you got any final last words?
Man, thank you, Flash. I really appreciate you coming on. We'll get you back on sometime soon. We'll maybe watch a match with Wolfie and talk about some more good old days because I feel like there's some more stuff to be mined there. So I feel like another show's definitely due sometime in the near future.
Well, if you're going to watch a match with me and Wolfie, let me get my money out because Wolfie's going to be saying, he owes me this, he owes me this, he owes me this. I'll be broke by the time the show's over with.
Well, maybe we'll look at it in a different direction. Thank you, sir, for coming on, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, we are back. And once again, what a great guest we got today. Somebody that I personally really like and professionally really like working with years ago. And I haven't talked to you. This is actually, you're hearing us talk for the first time in probably quite a few years. Ladies and gentlemen, Trash.
What's up, my man?
Let's go.
I was trying to think earlier how long it's been since we actually have seen each other, much less talked.
I was thinking that too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I came up to OVW when Danny was still around, and I came in as Wolfie D just for a one-time thing. I don't remember if you were there or not.
Yeah, but you was there after that with the Disciples.
Was I? Yeah, maybe so.
Remember you was with the Disciples with Sin and...
I thought that was after.
I think Wolfie came back as Wolfie after Slash.
Yeah, just for one time.
Me and you worked together. We worked together at the new arena in Louisville for when Nick Dinsmore was having his amateur shows.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. He did the 10-week gimmick for a new class, and then they got to have a show, and he'd bring in some of the guys that do a couple. And for those people that don't know, so man, you were there like from the get-go and everything with Danny Davis, and when he first started everything. Talk about Danny a little bit. We've had Flash on, we've had Nick on, and heck, I even saw Danny for the first time in forever at Jerry Jarrett's funeral, and he don't want to do nothing wrestling related, but I'm trying like hell to get him. But yeah, talk about Danny and training with Danny, man.
Man, Danny was awesome. I was lucky to actually, get with Danny while he was still on the road working.
Yeah.
And, Danny, it was all in ring with Danny. The training. It wasn't him standing on the outside pointing fingers.
Yeah.
And man, it was just Danny was old school, man. When I first started, I mean, for a long time, you just got the shit beat out of you. I mean, that was basically class. You get your ass whooped. And then finally you just, he figures you're dumb enough to keep hanging around or you're not dedicated. So then you move on from there.
Right.
Man, I love Danny like a dad. Danny, I learned so much about life with Danny, man, just about how to be a man. And honestly, because Danny will tell you if you ever get him to talk. When I first met Danny, man, I was a very shy, like 19-year-old kid. I had trouble looking at him in the face, in the eyes, just talking to him about going into school.
Right.
And he just, he's such a great guy, man. There's nobody better to work with. And when years on later, when I kind of took over OVW for a while for him and wrote TV and whatnot, it was all me.
Yeah.
It was just, he kind of stood back out of the way and handled other things, but, everything to do with the business part was me.
That says a lot.
And I just did everything that Danny taught me.
That says a lot about you, I think, that Danny Davis would give you the reins like that. That ought to make you feel really good,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man, for the reputation OVW has, too, just, at one time it was called the Harvard of Pro Wrestling Schools. It was just, look at the guys that, my God.
Yeah, a shit ton of stories.
Attitude area. 70-80% of the roster in WWE, I think, in the attitude area was Danny.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you worked with most of them just like I did. I mean, it's so funny because it's funny to me, and I don't know about you, but like some of these like Orton and Batista and Brock and those guys, man, and Shelton, but like I don't remember ever thinking to myself, man, this motherfucker's going to be a star. I knew they were getting paid and stuff, so I knew they were going to do something with them. But you know what I'm saying? Did you see it right off the bat?
I never dreamed they'd be the fucking megastars. Look at Batista. I knew he had high ambitions. And he had the work ethic, and you knew them guys were going to go up there and make money.
Right.
I just didn't really see any of them. Honestly, I kind of seen Brock killing somebody before he ever. I did. I thought, man, this guy. But I was fortunate enough. I met Brock way before he come to OVW with Kurt and Henny.
Oh yeah.
Because I met Kurt in Puerto Rico, and me and Kurt, got to be pretty good friends. And Kurt and Brock were real good buddies.
Oh okay.
And Kurt, I think I don't know if Kurt had anything to do or not with hooking Brock up with Vince and getting sent to OVW or not, but I know Kurt was pushing Brock at the time to come to OVW.
So how long did you stay in Puerto Rico with Henning?
He'd come in. I was down there for like 6 months. He come in. He didn't stay. He would fly in on Friday. Stay overnight. 1 or 2 shows and then go back home.
He was absolutely one of my favorites as a child. I love him. I liked him.
Man,
he was awesome.
I got to work him a few times down there. It was just butter.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man. Just
any funny stories from just hanging out with him?
He liked the rib guys and stuff, but down there, I don't know if he was just kind of a little bit different than normal or whatnot. He just he was kind of there about business and ready to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Was Invaders in there or something?
Yeah, he didn't really go out and do much. The times he come down when I was down there.
Right.
But we remained talking. We kept talking on the phone, and whenever he was close to town or whatnot for a little bit, and then unfortunately later on, what happened. But but that's when I first met Brock, and then the first time I had to get in the ring with him is damn, dude. I mean, I'm not a small guy. I'm not a huge either, but man, he picked me up and threw me. It was like, oh shit, brother.
Yeah.
Can I just wrestle a bear or something?
This ain't. You ain't college wrestling, man. But he got to be. Before he left, before I left for a little bit anyway. He got to be a pretty good workman.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just he didn't like very few people there. Him and Danny are still to this day really good friends.
Really?
And like I said, I don't know if I know he didn't hate me. He liked me and respected me, and that was good enough for me because the ones he didn't, they just stayed out his damn way.
Yeah.
I can't remember this kid's name. He was a student of Danny's and, got to making it to the shows and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't remember his name for nothing, but Brock come back one night after a match and this kid in the locker room, and this kid was sitting on the bench. And I don't even know exactly what the hell he said to Brock, but Brock just turned around and slapped the holy piss out of him.
Wow.
Down goes Frazier, man. This kid flew off the bench down to the ground. And Brock just kept on to say, it was like, damn, like when the monsters come in, man, it really got it. We went from just being a little small promotion to all of a sudden, damn, to be something.
Yeah.
But I agree with you though. I've seen all of them being stars, but not the mega stars they went on being, and good for them. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just remember, and I've told this before on here. Just, when I was doing Slash, I was taking a Greyhound bus from fucking Nashville to Louisville. Somebody picked me up. I'd stay with Cornette and all that shit. And, I wasn't getting paid very much at all. And then, these guys are there and I know I could work circles around all of them. And I knew, they got apartments and fucking a paycheck. And it's like, this is bullshit right here.
Oh, yeah. It definitely was. It just.
Guys like me, you, Flash, Sean Casey, Chris Michaels. Yeah, those are just a number of us that were, it's almost like we kind of got overlooked or used in a way, because they knew, okay, put them in there with these guys.
Well, that's what I was kind of going to say. We were there for a reason. Them the guys wasn't just getting taught in a class. They were getting hands-on experience. That's all they had. All of us working on those guys all the time.
Yeah, and the reason was season.
Yeah,
exactly. And I got to admit, sometimes I get a little aggravated. I'll read something about this or about that, and you know what? That's right. But you're leaving out. A lot of guys that these guys might not be what they are today if they wasn't for a bunch of us guys.
Right.
True.
Can't Trailer Park Trash get a superhero or something? Come on, man.
Shit, man. And that I think that was pretty much meant to be a joke.
No. Really?
Well, I do want to hear that. Yeah. Tell me that. Yes, please.
How that come up? I was Jack Slayer, and Danny had called me up like a Friday night, and he said, "Hey, do you want to go work Memphis TV?"
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason I got in the game. That was anything else after that didn't matter. That was my glory right there.
Right.
And so me and Sean Venom, so we got together and left later at night and got to Memphis. And Lawler, we got there to the TV, and Lawler called me in his, little bathroom, locker room office, and looked at me. And I had long, scraggly hair, just half unshaven, shit looking goatee and whatnot. He said, "You look like trailer park trash." And that's exactly how that come up.
Is that right? I never knew
exactly how it come up, man.
That's good.
I swear I don't think he had any idea what he was going to call me or do with me or anything until I walked in there.
That's funny. I never knew that. That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey, and
awesome.
You know what?
Danny,
go ahead.
Back to Danny. Danny's the one that, not long into that gimmick, Danny seen, he said, man, we're going to get you over. And, I laughed at, who's going to be hollering gold trash dome, But and I don't know really, I was still green as grass. I just did what Danny told me to do. But the point of it was, all of a sudden I become one of those people sitting out in the crowd because I actually was. Yeah. I grew up from day one. I can remember a wrestling fan and a horse fan.
Yeah. Hey, that's one thing. I don't want to get off the wrestling for too long, but I do definitely want to talk about kind of what you're doing. You train them and race them too, and all that. Tell everybody what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm a trainer. My grandpa was involved. Growing up, I was damn near raised at the racetrack as a little kid, and then but he always made sure I got home by noon on Saturdays to watch wrestling. That was the only two things I did. But anyway, it just, like wrestling, it got in my blood, and I fooled with it a little bit back in the day when I was still wrestling, but, never, I kept one horse here and there, but got into it kind of more seriously about 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been training for 16 years, but, basically, you try to get clients, people that's willing to invest their money in whatever kind of horse they want, however much money they want to spend.
Right.
And you try to find the best you can for that money. And, I use a lot of things from training guys in wrestling, honestly,
really?
With the horses, as far as fitness and things of that nature. And that's really the main part of the game is to get your horse, fit and sound, keep it sound and happy and run it in the right spot in the condition. And if you do that, a lot of times it works and you win a race,
Have you had any go to some big races?
No, man. I'm a blue collar trainer, so to speak. I don't get clients that's got millions and millions of dollars to spend and to do all that shit. I get groups of 2 or 3, 4 buddies that want to get together because it's an expensive ass. I'm lowball. I'm on the lowball on my pricing, but I'm at $85 a day right now for per horse per day.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm cheap. Some trainers are $125, $150 per day per horse.
Yeah, that's a realm that I don't really know much about, man. But I just think it's cool. That that's kind of something that you do.
It is, man, and I just love horses. I love being around them. Horses are really very therapeutic.
Really? Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I don't speaking for myself with all the concussions and shit. I'm about half stupid. So, it really, that's the brightest part of my day every day. And we work 7 days a week.
Really.
You got to. Yeah, I've got 5 employees under me. And, you got to make sure all the horses get trained and bathed every day and fed, and stalls clean. It's daily. There's no off because you're sick.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, man, for last 16 years, and then I've been away from OVW, I guess. About 8 years now, I guess. But I think I was 6 or 7 years with Danny, at the last trip.
Right. Well, I'm gonna let Jimmy jump. I'm gonna tag out real quick for Jimmy to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, man. Well, so
my man, again, nice to meet you, but I'm open book. Don't fear to ask me a damn thing because I will promise you I will answer it.
Okay, well, really tell me what you think of that bastard Wolfie D. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just so you're talking about starting all the way back to USWA there, and Jerry Lawler giving you that name. Then I see you work guys like Bart Sawyer and Flash. Now, had you known Flash before that, and then you worked together at USWA? or did you kind of meet up there? Tell us a little bit about your time working Flash.
Well, man, I met Flash. I first met Flash at Danny's.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Flash was working for Jimmy in Smoky Mountain. Or he just actually, when I first met Flash, he had just started for Jimmy.
Okay.
Smoky Mountain, and he was doing shows for Danny, but it wasn't long after that Smoky Mountain folded up. But Flash would come and work the shows for Danny. And so that's how I got met. Actually, I think one of my very first matches was Flash.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
And you know, it was god awful because I was horrible. But you know, I guess, you know, Flash took a liking to me or whatever. We just become friends after that. And, you know, I love him like a brother. Flash is, me and Flash has got some stories together.
He's great. Yeah. One of our top 5 shows all time is Flash Flanagan. So, yeah.
Flash is something else, man. He just, you can't help but love the bastard. You know, you know, I used to call him big stupid, you know, all kinds of shit. You big goosey bastard. And he you know.
That's it.
And, you know, and outside of working like Wolfie and some of the other guys, man, me and Flash clicked. You know, we just together or, you know, working each other.
Yeah.
We did a lot of that hardcore shit. And, but, you know, we made it mean something, you know. It wasn't like all this other shit you was seeing like Ian Rotten's where you know, people's just, you know, not selling. And, you know, me and Flash still made sense with it, you know.
Yeah.
And people, you know, shit. Flash was great. You know, Wolfie, man, I met Wolfie, I think it was my second weekend in Memphis. And for whatever reason, man, him and Jamie and Randy Hales invited me to ride with them to Nashville.
Oh, Lord.
And they kind of, well, I mean, you know, like, again, man, I don't know. I know a lot of the certain respect I got in the early days was because Danny trained me.
Yeah.
Guys that Danny trained and that Danny would vouch for, like going to Lawler. Right. You know, you just automatically got a little bit of respect because they knew you know, you might be stupid, but you wasn't a fucking dumbass. If you was, Danny would consent you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I remember we went to we went all kinds of places before we made it to Nashville. But man, I'll never forget that trip. It was great because I respected these guys, man. You know, it was to me, it was awesome just being with them. I mean, it really just.
I tell you, one of my favorite things, one of my favorite spots, and just memorable moments. Even it was in Nashville. It was for Bert and you and Flash. Remember when y'all hung me out of the balcony by my neck?
Oh man,
that shit was awesome. And the reaction from the people was so different. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't a big bump reaction. It was people screaming, "Oh my God!" You know. Ah!
Well, damn, man, we went up to the second floor.
Yeah.
And hung you off the damn balcony. I mean, you had to be what, 8-10 feet in the air?
Yeah, something like that.
and we had a chain wrapped around your neck.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, the way everything was positioned, if your hands for some reason let go, you were fucked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
and then we had we had the safe word. Remember, I said, "Listen, I'll stay there as long as I can. When you hear me say kayfabe, because nobody really knew what that meant back then, I could get away with it." And that was the safe word. It was kayfabe. But when I said kayfabe, they dropped me.
I think me and you was working. Bullshit. You know, setting up for that spot, basically.
Yeah. And I tell you, I think this was you. You tell me if I'm wrong and we'll edit it out. But I think this was you. Me and you, and I almost want to say Vic, the Bruiser. Maybe all of us went out in Louisville one night before Danny's show or something like that. And didn't you, you stayed at that first building, or something like that. And then I slept. I guess I was so drunk, I fucking slept in the ring. And woke up to Danny flipping the light on over the ring, telling me to get up. Do you remember that?
Yeah, man, because I lived upstairs.
Yeah.
I lived upstairs in the I guess you want to call it the attic of the school. But if you remember, the fucking school had no air conditioning.
Yeah.
And the only heat in the fucking wintertime was when he had a show. or in his office, because a lot of times he stayed all night and downstairs in the office in the locker room.
Yeah.
So again, but it's a funny reason how I lived there, because with the trailer park trash gimmick one shot and listening to Danny and doing what he said, I mean, he got me pretty damn over there.
Yeah.
And, so, I was a good draw for him at the time, and my dumb ass had got in trouble for something, and he helped me out a little bit. Well, then I got in trouble again, and this time the old man had to come out and bring, I think it was $10,000 cash to bail me out.
Holy
And I swear
crap.
to this day, as much as he says he loves me like a son, and I love him like I love him to death, I got nothing but respect for Danny, and I always will. If we didn't have a show the following night, this was supposed to be a big night, he wouldn't come that bad. I swear.
Oh, man.
But I remember, how open are we on this show?
We're open as you want to be, man.
All right. Well, I remember we did a show somewhere out in LaGrange.
Mm-hmm.
And coming back, I had some local little rat with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and I've been drinking, obviously.
Yeah.
I remember I pulled off to the side of the highway because I had to piss. And had my lights out and shit. And I go up there and, do my thing, get back in the car. Well, there was a fucking cop behind me the whole time with his lights out. I never seen him. So he kicks his lights on. Of course, I had a little bag of gimmick.
Yeah.
And I'm, handing this to her, here, stick this up your thing, whatnot. And so they pull her out up to the side of the hill, and then, I'm sitting up there too, and they bring in the dog, and I'm sitting there thinking, thank God. Well, she fucking stuffs it in the seat. Dog sniffs it right at me. So that's what I got busted for.
Oh.
And yeah, man. And the next day, I was there overnight. Obviously, this was, I think, on a Friday night.
Yeah.
But the next day, Saturday, it was in the afternoon. After talking to Danny 2 or 3 times, he showed up with the cash and he got me out.
What was his demeanor?
After that,
what was his demeanor when you came walking out of there?
Oh, dude. You can imagine. I was scared to death say a fucking word.
I bet.
I kind of got the lecture. I mean, he wasn't, I really expected him to be backhanding me and shit.
Yeah.
Because when they told me, got just a little paperwork to do, bail's been posted, I knew he was the only person that had the money, or that could have done it anyway, or would have.
Yeah.
So I knew it was him, and I'm thinking, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna get this motherfucker or not. But I was living in a little apartment over by Churchill Downs, and that's why I lived at the school. He made my ass move in at the school.
Huh. Keep you in line. I do. Now that you elaborated, I do kind of remember all that. Wild times. We've all done a bunch of stuff we might not do again, but hell, we blast.
we had, that was the thing. I was living, you assume. I mean, I was living a life, man. I was, living a childhood dream. I mean,
right.
I've been very fortunate. I had 2 dreams as a child, and I've living them and have lived both. Training horses and wrestling. Man, it just. Well, like you said, anything that happened after Memphis didn't matter to me, anything in the WWE or any of that crap, because Memphis was my thing, man. That was, I didn't really get in the business over money. I got in the business because I loved the business.
Right.
And I just wanted to so bad be a part of it. And,
yeah, that's awesome.
There's many nights when I was real young, I go to Little Garden by myself on Tuesday night and, just watch the man. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I'm looking at I did a lot of research on your matches, and I mean, brother, like 6 whole pages of probably 1,000 matches I've looked at, not watched the matches, but looked at the history of it. And I did see, you kind of did the USWA deal where Bart Sawyer, Flash Flanagan, some other guys. And then you came directly, it looks like, to Bert Prentice, basically. You started working for his North American All-Star Wrestling, where guys like Colorado Kid, Shane Eden, then of course you worked Vic the Bruiser at OVW and other things like that. But talk about working for Bert around that time, especially, Bert's, we talk about Bert all the time on here, so.
Man, I love Bert. He is what he is. He's a shyster, and you knew it. But who didn't like Bert? Really.
Right.
I mean, he always had a scam.
Of course.
I think And honestly, I'm sad to say this, but I didn't believe they'd done a cancer deal for, actually a long time.
I remember that.
I just can't believe, But, man, I love you. Bert was fun. I got a good Bert story.
Yes.
Because Bert drooled at the mouth over the pretty boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Bert's, we're in Nashville, and Bert's like, can you bring somebody with me next week? I want to just basically have it, send me a jobber out for TV at night. I don't remember what he's trying to build me up for. I think it might have been the Colorado Kids, because I worked him quite a bit in the USWA.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I'm telling Bert, in my mind, I'm explaining a young Nick Dinsmore who just kind of like started.
Yeah.
Little young 18-year-old tan boy, all muscled up. Bert's sitting there licking his lips, and oh yes. Well, I bring this guy with me that we called him Waylon. And he looks like Fred Flintstone. Just a big mopping head on him, and just fat with, looks like homemade tattoos here and there and shit.
Yeah.
We go into the lot next Saturday night, whatever it was. We go to the locker room, and Bert's like, did you bring him? I'm like, yeah. And Waylon's standing there with me, and Bert's like, where is he? Where is he? I said, he's right here, Bert. And I put my hand around Waylon, and Bert looked at me, and he took his finger. He said, I got to talk to you. He was madder than son of a bitch. And I'll never forget that, because he was stiff. Later on, I brought him Nick, and he, of course, he was all right with it then, but. Bert, man, I like working for Bert. You had a lot of creativity in what you did yourself.
Yeah.
And what you was doing. Bert, one of those guys that come and tell you everything he wanted you to do from start to finish. Hey, I want you to help get this guy over for me, or hey, we're building you up for this, and that's all you needed to know.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So I like working for Bert.
Yeah, you're kind of like me, man. Especially if you're in the wrestling business, especially back then, man. You run into some really shady people and all that, and you just have to take people as what they are. If going in,
it is what it is, man.
This guy's
it is what it is.
You just know that.
That doesn't mean you didn't have to like him.
Right.
It's kind of like nowadays with just even, I won't get into politics, but. Just because of one side or the other, it's like, you can't have a friend that's a Republican or a liberal or a Democrat, because you got to hate him if you do. Not years later. You can be what you want and still be somebody a person likes. I mean, I've got a lot of friends that we don't agree on shit. And, we just don't talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like I said, man, like I said, Bert, you knew what you got, but I love working for him, and he was always good to me. I'll never have nothing bad to say about Bert.
Right.
Man, you tagged, when it changed from North American to MCW, you got to tag with somebody we love to hear stories about. And this guy is legendary. He means a lot to Wolf. He means a lot to wrestling, especially in the Memphis scene, too, is Billy Travis, man. Do you have anything you can talk about, Billy?
Man, I love work, man. He was, again, that was back when Billy was great.
Yeah.
Billy was great. I remember Jamie fucking with him a lot. We might have been under a little influence of something here and there, and I think it was the snakes that Billy was like, he's scared of or something, and Jamie fucked with him, hollered snake, and Billy fucking turned white and just he's getting this shit out in the ring, We'd be out there in the fucking ring. Billy fucking snake just funny.
I'm not sure.
And the thing is, everything fucking the people didn't know no damn different.
Yeah.
We're out there having fun and putting on a good show, and they don't see none of that shit. They don't know it. It was great shit. But the few times I got to work with him and whatnot and be around him, man, I don't have too many bad things to say about too many people. Honestly, just.
Billy was hilarious, man. He was a funny dude, man. He really was,
Yeah.
He had
Billy just, he'd have you laughing and shit. The locker rooms in those days were fun to be in.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't imagine.
Have guys. To me, the fun started going out of it when WWE come, or WWF in those days, got in our locker room, and it's tension and shit. It was like went from being fun and having a good time and trying to sell your product and sell yourself and whatnot to like damn, Too much stress in here. Hey, shit. That's that's what I didn't like. I like the little paychecks you got when you went to WWF, but it was like, man, it wasn't fun for me.
Right.
Yeah. To me it was just stress. It's like fuck. It's like now, if training horses ever becomes a job for me, I'll probably quit.
Right.
Because I love doing it.
Yeah. Back to Billy real quick though, the snake thing. We got to talk about that because that was just a thing of his, man, dude. I'm telling you, we were going down I-40, leaving Memphis, probably midnight or something. And he did his deal, man, and that's what triggered it or whatever. It wasn't like he just walked around, people that are listening, he didn't just walk around being scared of snakes all the time. But he do his little gimmick, and man, he was driving, and he starts telling me that it's coming through the vents and all this shit, and then he fucking pulled the car over on the side of I-40, got down like in a push-up position, looking all up under the car and shit. I'm like, Billy, get the fucking car, let's go. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't know what that was about.
Okay, well, kind of leading out into, we talked about Billy there, but then, I'm just going through your history here. Then it leads you to IWA Mid-South. Now, you worked Ian and Axel, Ox Harley, you worked with Madman Pondo. Can you tell us a little bit about the time there? Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. What were your thoughts of working IWA?
Man, I'll get to the negatives in a minute. The positives I had working out there, that was it. Okay, now we'll go to the negatives.
I thought we lost you.
I did too. I thought he hung up.
I'm still here. Honestly, the only reason I worked there, and I don't even know if I ever found out Danny's reasoning for it, but, because Danny, like a lot of other people, as far as the feelings for Ian go.
Yeah.
But Danny, we were running, show out in Dixie at one of the high schools, Valley, I think it's called. Yeah, Valley High School. Mm-hmm. And Ian come one night. I think Danny was just trying to not have some damn inner city war. Yeah. Have them, what I'm saying? Yeah. Trying to create a little working relationship with them. So, Danny had sent me out there to work a few Ian shows. And he, actually, I got to know Bull Plain, I guess there's a positive. Bull's one of the guys, good friends that I got to meet and work with and whatnot from that. Me and Bull later on worked a bunch for Les Thatcher in Ohio.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went out there, worked a few shows for, doing what Danny said, but protecting myself. Well, then back then he had a big show like once a year in New Albany that, you're like 600 people or something like that. Uh-huh. And he had me on the main event with Pondo. And there's never no disrespect to Pondo or whatnot, but his style and my style just didn't mix for me.
Yeah.
And I just, I said, ain't nobody I'm not going out there and get hit in the fucking head with light bulbs.
Right.
And, I'm not going to do all this fucking shit. Danny trained me different.
Right.
It's a little bit different than going through a fucking table or getting whacked in the head with a chair.
But I imagine with your gimmick, a lot of people assume that you would just be down for whatever like that. I'm just saying that.
I guess, and you're probably right, but at that point, I still hadn't really. Cornette really helped me with, with really bringing the gimmick out when Corny come in. I still wore shit. Corny's want to come up. They want you to start wearing a white beater T-shirt, blue jeans, and boots. Look like some bitch from the trailer park.
Yeah.
And so, but I guess I maybe handled it the wrong way because I kind of called Ian out in the locker room in front of everybody. Said I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'll just go home. And it wasn't no disrespect to Pondo at all. He's just got his style of mind, but I just said, thumbtacks and all that shit. I ain't fucking doing it.
Right.
You can't pay me enough. I'm just not doing it. And I was going to have to put him over. And I said, you know what Danny Davis would fucking do to me if I put Pondo over in our backyard?
Yeah.
I'm trying to protect myself too, and I was always a company man. It was whatever was best for OVW.
Right.
And so, in fact, I ended up working Shark Boy.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
First 2 or 3 matches.
Yeah.
I ended up working Shark Boy, and then and me and him always got along really good, and I think he put me over. And I went and packed my shit and of course, I got the, I got to pay you less because you didn't work the main event bullshit. And, went on home, and that was the last time I worked for him.
My biggest complaint with Ian is that he really fucked up Kentucky wrestling. Before Ian Rotten started running shows and doing all that crazy shit, I promise you, not one time. I don't know if it's because Jarrett Promotions took care of all the licenses or not. I never saw a fucking commissioner. I never knew I don't know if I had a license or not. I don't know. And it's like, we fought in the crowd and shit. And now the way it is, how strict they are in Kentucky, it's because of him. I think he fucked it up.
The old commissioner there was forever would pop up here and there to a show, and you got any new guys? Yeah, here's and he put the money in his pocket. I don't even know if I had a license until Tim Gunnerman come along. Yeah, I don't. He was just basically taking payoffs. I can't remember Bill Boy's name, but no, he didn't. But he didn't mess with nobody.
Yep.
Whenever he popped up to a show, if he got his little payoff, he didn't worry about nothing. Do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Because no matter what, you still as a promoter had to be bonded, so you can't sue you can't sue the wrestling commission.
Yeah.
You can give a shit, but you're exactly right, and I always felt too before that shit, kayfabe was still being observed pretty good.
Yeah.
That just, when you see guys, motherfucker, take 3 power bombs and get up and look at you and say, fuck you, it's like, come on, dude. I mean, and I guess that's probably been with every generation of the wrestling because, man, you look way back in the day, body slam or shit would, put the guy over.
Right. Right.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Haystacks, Calhoun, and them guys. You didn't take much, and you got pinned. That's just, I guess, over time it progresses, but still, man, I agree 100%. That it kind of ruined wrestling around here. And next thing you know, you got all these damn rules. You got to watch it. You got to be careful about smoking your pot or whatever. Yeah. He can drug test you now, and it's fine. That's a lot of guys just didn't want to come here no more neither.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. But yeah, just all that. And you talking about, kind of the style now, how, of course, everything evolves over time, everything and wrestling has. But the bar has gotten to a point where it's hurting, in my opinion, it's hurting the longevity of the guys' careers. You notice how long dudes are staying in now? Not that fucking long.
No, the days of guys being, like Undertaker and shit, them days are over.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Especially guys being on top for that long.
Right.
Them days are over. And honestly, I believe a lot of that is because until they moved and broke away from Danny and moved to Florida and started, which is now NXT, man, everybody, even those, Brock and all them, they were still old school trained.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember when we were still in Indiana. Man, that place had no fucking heat. Hardly had it had no air.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that was a legit gym. Like, you class or wrestle, you're sweating your ass off. You paid your dues, man. Wasn't nothing handed, even to those guys, wasn't nothing really just handed to them. I mean, they had to work and learn. And if you learn the old school ways, in my opinion, that's where the longevity comes in.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, man, these guys, I mean, what can you do that's going to be more over than something you seen last week? I mean, it's like nothing's built no more.
Right.
Used to, the first match was to bore them to death with nothing but wrestling. Nobody go outside the ring or nothing. The show built per match, which led up to the main event. And you better leave them something, with something left to do.
Yeah. I mean, is there any way to fix that, you think? Is there any way to fix that?
I don't, I do know there are still a ton of old school wrestling fans. I proved that with a town around here outside Louisville, E-Town, Kentucky.
Yeah.
OVW run it for years, and then it just got run down, and it got to where it wasn't drawing 20 people. So Danny quit running it. Well, then when I took over OVW, and before I started writing TV, I took over running all the spot shows, promoting them and setting them up and whatnot. And Danny told me, he said, E-Town's just dead. He said, listen, no, it's not, man. It's an old school town. All this bullshit you guys are doing now, they want to see old school wrestling.
Right.
And we had built it back up to about 300 people, which in that area was a decent little draw.
Yeah.
But over time, I had Dundee out there quite a bit, Tracy Smothers. Then we're still old school Memphis wrestling fans, and that's what they wanted to see. So, I really believe this thing. But, man, everything's been so ruined. Everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
You got all these marks that smart. Man, now you got guys that fucking thank each other on social media for what a great match you had.
Yeah.
That irks me to death.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? You're supposed to... The theory of wrestling is the psychology of making these people believe into your characters and what you're doing.
Right. Right.
And how can they believe that if you give them nothing to believe? Because you're telling them it's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how can they believe anything? And I've always said, even a lot of the marks back in the day, in their mind, they had to know.
Yeah.
But wrestling was like a daytime soap opera that somebody might sit around the house and watch. For that hour or two, you're lost. You're away from the real world.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're consumed in what you're buying and believing and having a good time and getting into it. Well, then you go home and live your normal life for another week.
Well, it's like I've said 1,000 fucking times, man. It's like I enjoy like Chris Angel, David Copperfield, all that kind of stuff. I love magicians. I think it's cool. I know the motherfuckers ain't got superpowers, but I don't know how they do it, and I don't really want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're lost for that hour that you're watching it just because you love it. And wrestling's no different.
Right.
But they don't give people nothing anymore to get lost into. Where's the psychology? Man, I know you didn't, Wolfie. We didn't have guys back there sitting, writing shit and telling us what to say. And how to say it and have damn acting coaches and all that shit.
Yeah.
We didn't have all that crap. You learned to do it. You either got it or you didn't.
Right.
And honestly, I never really got it until Danny put me in a program with Rip Rogers for like 6 months. And honestly, I hated it. Hated Rip. I was still young at the time. You didn't get to get your shit in. You didn't get to do nothing. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Yeah. But that was the best 6 months I think I ever had in my life. Because in the end, it was like I just woke up like one day and was like, oh, okay.
Light
and
bulb.
Boom.
Yeah. You got any good Rip stories? You have to, right?
Oh, how long of the show do you got?
Tell your story.
I love Rip to death. Rip, man, the first time I met Rip was at Danny's.
Mm-hmm.
Rip come in. I'm greener than dirt. I might only worked 5-6 matches at that point. But I'm sitting there next to Vic the Bruiser. I love like a brother too. Vic. But anyway, I'm sitting there next to Vic. Here comes Rip. He walks in, sets his bag down, looks around, sees me, walks over in front of me. He's smiling. He takes his hand and reaches down his ass crack and pulls out a butt packing, and he gets right in my face and he puts it in his mouth.
Oh, fuck.
Wow. Whoa.
And I'm not putting it over. I'm just sitting there laughing, because Vic had already warned me. He said, don't, he said, if you put it over, it'll just get worse.
Oh man!
He said, try not to react, and I don't know, but man, I love Rip too, man. Rip is Rip. That's for damn sure. But God, man, I remember, him pulling off, leaving Scott Romer at the gas station. Romer running down the fucking road. We was going to Atlanta because Rip was getting us booked for WCW doing jobs. Jobs and shit. So. Because Rip was one of those guys, he pull in, if you're going inside to get any of that fucking junk food or whatever, if you're not back by the time this gas tank's full, I'm leaving you, and Rip would fucking leave you.
Wow.
Rip would go in with us when we stopped to get the buffet. Well, Rip ain't spending no fucking money. Rip sit there and order a glass of water, and fucking people get up and leave their food. Rip grabbed the plate off the table and started eating their fucking leftovers. Rip is something else. Rip is something else, but I don't think I've ever been around anybody that's more smart to the business.
Yeah.
Of actually, teaching you how to work and just the psychology of it, man.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, there you go. slam him down to the ground, kick him 4 times. Now you want to pick him up and throw him into the fucking ropes. You fucking idiot! Man, Rip is, and there's a lot of these guys I know that, somebody might, Rip helped make a lot of those guys, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Rip was, and I've always been the same, so I've been training 16 years, and I still look to learn something every day with the horses, just like I did with the wrestling business. No matter how long I was in it, I was like, man, you just, and Ric Flair one time told me in Atlanta, bullshit with me because it comes from Danny's and whatnot and all that. Right. Anyway, said Rip would get few of us booked, mainly because then that way he would get us booked to do some jobs, so he didn't have to pay for trains. He got us booked, so we carted his ass around. Yeah. And but just whenever you think you know everything about your craft, you need to quit because you don't know shit. There's always something new to learn every day, good or bad. That's what I always try to take out of everything. But man, the times that we had and the fun, so I wouldn't trade it for nothing, man.
Exactly.
I remember one night you and Jamie, when I was living upstairs at Danny's, and I think you and Jamie come at work, and hell, I don't know if I was asleep, whatever. Next thing I know, here the light kicks on. Here you guys are. Hey, Trey, let's go the hood. and off we went, man. It's like fuck. To me, all that shit has made me who I am now. And really, man, it makes us who we are now, man. And we've lived life and had damn fun. And of course, speaking for myself, I wish I listened more because I'm definitely paying for a lot of shit they told me I'd pay for later. Rip especially. Oh yeah, you young fuck full of cum now. Wait about 20 years and tell me how that feels.
Oh, man. Well, speaking to somebody who else it was very outspoken, you obviously brought him up a little bit earlier, and the listeners always ask this question to Wolfie because we have Ask Wolfie Anything and stuff. But when it comes to Jim Cornette, can you give us a good corny meltdown? Have you ever just seen him lose his absolute mind on somebody?
On somebody or something?
Anything, just whatever. Yeah, whatever.
And I love Jimmy to death. I do, man. Jimmy was always good to me from the extra payoffs. I remember the night I broke my hip at the Gardens. Me and Flash had a street fight that was really phenomenal, a fucking thing. And we both showed up TV. I had a crutch, getting out of my car, but we showed up for TV next night. Jimmy gave us both envelopes like, go home, rest your wounds. You can't do no more after last night. But man, Jimmy was just always good to me, and you learn so much from Jimmy. Jimmy, when I was taking over OVW, was helping me write TV for a little bit. But anyway, back to the story. We was at the Gardens, and I don't remember what the fuck set him off because it didn't take much anyway. No. I think he showed up pissed off, and they didn't have, down in the basement, they didn't have his room unlocked yet. So he picked up a folding chair and he beat the fucking door until he beat the door down. And I think it cost Danny about $800.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and of course, everybody knows about I wasn't there obviously, but the big Wendy's thing. But man, that's just I remember Jimmy chasing the motherfucker in the parking lot, trying to run some bitch over. I can't remember. Man, I've had a lot of concussions, so sometimes if I'm starting to talk about something, then my memory goes to the shits. I can't remember the name or something, but anyway, man, I think, I don't know the whole story of that neither, but Jimmy even mouthed off to Lester. Jimmy didn't give a shit who you were.
He don't care. He don't.
Yeah.
Jimmy didn't give a fuck who you were. He mouthed off to Lester. It was always a good thing when you come back after your match and Jimmy was smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really fuck something up, man, Jimmy can go off, boy. It was unreal. See, we did the door thing. Man, there's so many.
I imagine
because you knew the meltdown was coming.
Yeah, yeah. Hair trigger. Yeah. Did you ever see him and Danny disagree on anything and go at it, or was he pretty?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Never did. I never one time. I'm sure they had to have, and I know, he pissed Danny off several times because, back in those days, I was Danny's, right-hand man.
Right.
It was for years, for years. But, I never seen them too confrontational at all.
Yeah.
I never, but I'd have to, two different people knowing Jimmy the way he is and Danny the way he is. You don't want to fucking piss Danny Davis off neither.
Nope.
Not a bit.
And there was times, my recent stay at OVW that, I had to bring him into my office. I'm like, man, shut the door. Damn, Dad, settle down. I mean, he's fucking red. This motherfucker about to kill somebody. You're going to blow a fucking artery.
Yeah. Oh man.
Danny, but it took a lot to piss Danny off. But but at the same time, if it had anything to do with hurting the show or the business, then he would snap quick.
Well, and Jim never wanted to do that, so that would probably make them on the same team because Jim wouldn't want to hurt the show either. That's the other thing.
No, and that's why I say I never seen them confrontational one time. I could ever, like I said, I know they have disagreements and this and that, but who don't? Especially if you're in business together. But I don't ever remember them one time.
Yeah, that's cool. What about Jim and Rip, maybe? Because I can imagine they're similar too, and Hair Trigger,
Well, man, I know they had issues, but again, I never seen them.
Sure.
But it was they had so much respect for each other for being old school.
Right. Right.
It's just you wasn't going to see it anyway. Be a behind closed doors thing that nobody else is going to see.
Yeah.
That way it didn't hurt anybody's credibility as far as, Jimmy belated him or Rip just really ripped his ass. So you never seen that shit.
Yeah.
Now seeing him going off on somebody, well, oh yeah, all the time. Right, there's a Rip Rogers. There was a time at Danny's, if he was fucking up in your match, Rip would come busting out with a kendo stick and beat the fuck out of you both. I mean, it happened many times. If you seen Rip coming out, you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, what have I done now? Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah, and Rip was so old school, Rip fuck with you in the ring, too. I remember a tag match or 6-man tag. I did some spot and fucked up with Rip. And I think I run over and tagged Rob Conway in real quick. And I said, tell Rip I'm sorry. I'm getting the fuck out of here because I know what's happening. He's going to beat my ass.
That's a good one.
Man. Oh, man. I got to ask because I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place, but because I know you end up working a lot in Puerto Rico, too. Is there any fun I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but is there anything from Puerto Rico that you remember that was kind of wild? As far as any experience there?
Man, probably my exit.
Okay.
It's not the exit style that Wolfie and Jamie went out in.
no ice hot, nothing like that.
It wasn't as good as that. But, really, man, working when I first got down there, I was stuck real quick in the program with man, here I go with the name shit. But, some bitch is Fab Brody. Invader.
Oh, man.
Invader.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, again, we got along. Of course, I was going to get along with him. I'm thinking, motherfucker, Fab Brody, who am I?
Right. Right.
They might not even find my body, so I ain't going to fuck with him. And I'm new here. I'm just going to, old school, be here on time, shut the fuck up and do what I'm told, and collect my check. But he took a liking to me. Man, he would get me so fucked up. He made his own rum. And he'd bring that shit to the fucking shows. And, man, it would be 4 or 5 shots of that shit, and I'd be fucking drunk.
Yeah.
So, I had a lot of good times down there. I really did. I mean, I don't really, other than my exit, I really can't bitch about nothing down there. I met a lot of guys I still stay in contact with. That was one of my biggest things is all the friends I made throughout the years that I stay friends with now. Because, man, we all got the thing in common. It's still a brotherhood no matter what. Yada, yada. But, yeah, I really liked it in Puerto Rico, man. For the time I was there. And I went back later on and worked Flash for the Christmas shows for Savio. Several years later, and I really enjoyed that. I don't know if Flash ever brought this story up, but I saved Flash's life.
Oh, really?
I say yes. I saved his fucking life. And not bragging on it. Thank God I wasn't as fucked up as he was, is all. You know, the thing back in the day in Puerto Rico, you go down there, you go to the pharmacy and get you some fucking somas.
Sure. Yeah.
And I love those fucking things, man. So that was Slash picked me up at the airport, you know, first stop, Pharmacia, baby.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So, but that first night, I think it might be my first night there for those particular shows. Mm-hmm. I think we worked, and I think Flash had got some steaks, maybe it was. And so we were grilling out. He had the gimmick apartment from the office. Uh-huh. And I guess he ate too many fucking somas, and I looked over, man, he's passed out in the fucking couch with a mouthful of steak.
Oh,
I mean, a fucking mouthful.
Oh, bro.
And so I dragged this mother. He's out. I'm dragging this motherfucker over to the garbage can, putting my fucking fingers in his mouth, digging all his food out his fucking mouth and shit. You stupid motherfucker. You can fucking die on me tonight, you cocksucker. No, they ain't got paid yet. The fuck? but, you know, I love Slash though. But yeah, man, I know some bitch would have choked to death that night. I guarantee he was out. You know,
yeah.
Yeah. But you know, ain't nothing I didn't do neither at some point. You know,
right?
I love them damn things, man. When I get down there, boy, I'd stay fucked up. You know, I'd eat them things like candy. Just
that was a thing in the '90s for sure.
Yeah, man. You gonna hit me 3 or 4 times? Go ahead, fuck. Man. Or you get the taxi driver, man. That's where I got my pot from. Go down there to the taxi stand and give fucking one of them $5 to ride you around the block so you go back pot.
Yeah.
I like it down there eating on pinchos after the shows. Fuck, that was, you know, it was like $1 a stick, man. Hell, you get 5 sticks. That was, you know, fuck eating cheap.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
that was back. Subway had the 3 for $10 footlongs too.
Right.
You eat for $10 for the whole day.
Yeah.
There was a time in Puerto Rico that we're in the middle of the ring and somebody threw one of those empanadas at us, and it hit Jamie like right in the face, right? And people, I mean, it's a big crowd, and they popped like crazy, but they popped even bigger when he picked it up and ate it.
Oh man! Oh man!
That's fucking classic.
Yeah,
that's classic.
It's great.
Hey,
only
at least
Jamie.
it was that, not a fucking rock.
Yeah,
or a
that
battery.
was the first time I ever worked where people were throwing shit at you. What the fuck?
I mean, and I've heard they throw batteries down there. Are they that cheap? Because batteries are high, man. They're not cheap.
Hey, maybe I know if you got heat and you fucked up, you did the gimmick or whatever to get over, you better get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, man, them guys, they'd be throwing shit, rocks. Get your ass back in the locker.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Man, Trash, it's been great talking to you, man. We're kind of running on our time here. Jimmy, do you got any final questions for him before we wrap it up?
I mean, honestly, there's so many. We just probably need to have a part 2. But I would say this, working all through OVW. Now, we know the guys who made it, right? And I know, let's take the Wolfies, the Chris Michaels, the Sean Caseys out of it. Maybe, maybe not. But is there one guy through OVW time that you worked with and you were like, I don't necessarily see this guy, but this guy's got it. He's going to be I promise. I feel like this guy's going to do it. Was there anybody through that OVW time that you just said, this is the dude?
Man, there were several guys.
Yeah.
But one bad thing about the wrestling business was, sometimes it didn't matter how good you were. You just needed to be in the right place at the right time.
Right. Right.
And so there was really several guys. None of them that I would, if I could remember the name, probably nobody, you'd hear of. But I'll tell you what, I'll take it back. One in particular, Jason Wayne.
Okay.
When I went back to OVW 15 years ago, whatever the hell it was, they had this kid, Jason Wayne. And, man, he was just a young, good-looking kid, athletic, just still green. But, I mean, man, just, it was like, man, this kid's got the look. And he's good, for where he's at this time, part of the game.
Yeah.
I got him hooked up. I did a show. Actually, it was the first show Lawler come back after his heart attack.
Gotcha.
It was in Mississippi at a fair show. for Kenny Wayne.
Okay.
And he had me bring, some OVW guys down, and Jason was one of them. And I tell you who, and I told him about him, and then he watched him work and whatnot. And he actually got him a call. I'm talking about downtown Bruno, because Bruno was there as ref and whatnot. Right. And, he was just, this kid caught your attention, man. It's like, man, this kid's got it. And with the right people behind him, like up there, fuck, you get acting coaches and all this shit. I mean, he was a guy I thought I could see being a star.
Yeah.
And he actually got a call, and for whatever reason, it wasn't a good time in his life or something. Him and his wife were just, and he was a Marine. He was actually in the Marines, but he served his time, had been out. He was like mid 20s.
Yeah.
And he turned the offer down to come up.
Wow.
So they could get a look at him and shit. And I begged him. I said, man, you might never get that call again.
Yeah.
But Jason Wayne would stick out more than any of them as somebody I thought would have been, and a really good guy too.
Yeah.
But there was others, but Jason sticks out more than any.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
But real quick, let me end with this real quick story of Nick Dinsmore, because I didn't get to bring up Nick. I got a couple good ones on Nick Dinsmore, but when Nick first joined Danny's school, a little young strapping thing, and he had a hot girlfriend, man. And I told him, I said, I thought I was fucking with. I said, Nick was always eating healthy fucking rice cakes and shit. I told him, I said, I promise you, if you're in this fucking business a year, your little girlfriend, fiance is going to be gone, and you're going to be eating fucking White Castles. And of course it happened. But then Nick's first trip to Memphis, I took him to Memphis, and of course we had to stay at the Admiral. And we go in the room, and there's a pair of dirty women's underwear on top of the lampshade.
Oh,
and
man.
Nick's like a 19-year-old kid who was, football star for Providence and mommy's boy. Never been to the hood. For damn sure. And it was funny as hell, man. He did, they had a fucking lamp in the bathroom with the cord. The cord was duct taped together and then plugged into the fucking wall. Yeah, and that, but yeah, Nick Dinsmore, man, I love, another kid that comes through OVW
I remember Nick when he was first breaking in. I stayed with him. Who was it? Him and Derek and somebody else. They all kind of stayed together. I can't remember who else it was, but yeah. Nick from back then, man. Lots of fun times, man.
Man, well, hey, brothers, I enjoyed this very much. I don't do podcasts or anything. I just don't watch wrestling anymore. I don't knock it. It's just, not my cup of tea. I prefer to have my memories of the old days, and I love following my old buddies and stuff with social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think this may be only second podcast I've ever done.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, hey, man, I love you to death, Wolfie. You guys, you guys brought me, you guys took me under your wing a little bit at Memphis and kind of showed me the road, man. And that's I always love you and Jamie for that, and respect you and love working with you. Anytime, man, anytime. Call me up anytime. I love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Thank you,
Trash.
Yeah, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Stay in touch. Good luck to you guys. Hope it works out. Send me something where I can share this. Let me know when it's going to be on. I'll make sure to share it on my social media.
It'll drop Monday, and I'm sure that either today or tomorrow, Jimmy will go ahead and drop the coming soon.
Yeah.
And that won't have any links on it, but you can share that, and then Monday.
Well, yeah, just give me something to share so I could,
Thank you.
Like my social media is full. So,
hey, brother, you said you don't do a lot of these. I will say this, and this is not bragging. Please don't take it this way, but be prepared for about 1 billion other podcasts to ask you now. So I'm just saying.
Fucking PG-13 was over, bro.
Yeah.
Real quick, what was the name of that song you guys used to come out to? Nah.
Oh, that's
the Hot Stepper.
Never could remember that shit.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, anytime, Wolfie, stay in touch. It's nice meeting you, buddy. And,
thank you.
If you ever need anything, just give me a call, man.
We appreciate
you, dude.
Very much.
Y'all have a good day, brother.
All right.
Thanks, man. Are we all there?
I'm here.
All right. Trailer Park Trash for the win. Thank you, sir. We'll do it, guys.
I've been ganging up, burying me already. Like, all right, we'll just mess with him. We'll bury him first, then we'll get a hold of him.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yes. I wish we would. Let's go ahead and start this because that is a good way to start this.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, after just a little bit of technical difficulties, we have finally got our guests, both of them, on the line. We've got Trailer Park Trash and Flash Flanagan together here with yours truly. We'll just call me Slash today because this show is called Flash, Trash, and Slash. What's up, boys?
What's that, Wolfie D? Slash.
Oh, nothing. Man, Flash, man, what in the world? We trying to call you all morning. Well, first of all, I want to say that I sent out a text to Trash and to you. You know, you ready? And Trash real quick sends me a text back. Yep. I said, Jimmy, you ready? Yep. Flash, question mark. Flash, question mark. So Trash sends me a text that says he probably set his alarm for 12:50. I said, and this is at 12:45. And so I call Flash and he answers. And then I see Flash says, I told you he set his alarm. I said, his alarm was me calling him. He just woke up.
My alarm was set for 12:45.
I know my man.
So when was the last time that you guys have actually seen each other?
I mean, you know, it's been a while this time, but I mean, it hadn't been years. It's probably been 7-8 months this trip around, I guess.
Okay.
You know, we're out here where I live. Flash sometimes swings by when he's in the area and stuff. So.
Nice. Gotcha.
Just still out working, you know.
Yeah.
So
Flash, still out there taking off and shit.
I don't know if you know, Flash. I don't know if I told you this, but your first episode, when you were on last time, is actually in our top 10 of all time. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
You do now. You're over, brother.
Flash is over.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell you any of the good
Top six, technically. So,
Top 6.
Yeah, specifically. Yeah. We got to get you in that 5.
Flash was a pretty boy. All the girls loved him.
What happened?
Yeah. Not anymore. I'm no man.
And married. He's got a handler that he's got pieces of paper that said they're married.
Yeah,
so he's kind of like
for me.
He's like Bill Dundee.
Yeah.
Well, got a handler now?
Except the world is a lot safer because I believe she does most of the driving. When Flash drives, everybody's in danger. Let me tell you. Hey, he will scare the shit out of you, man.
Flash is the truth to this.
My driving is great. If it says it'll take you 2 hours to get there, I can get you there about 45 minutes in.
That is awesome.
Are we talking like Tracy Smothers bad driver or what?
The Flash just, I don't know. It was something about
I own the road.
It was fun. I would trust him with my life in the ring, and I'm scared to death sitting in a car with him when he's driving. It's just like he's paying no attention, and just flashing, doing about 105 and swerving around shit. And he'll do it shit when we got snow and sleet on the roads and shit. It's like, when we first all started going to the Memphis, we all took turns each week driving, and that's how everybody did their training. And when it was Flash's turn, the whole week I was a nervous wreck. Flash is driving and sleep. Damn.
Had trouble sleeping.
Somehow we always made
the car in Puerto Rico.
Oh, man, he picked me up from the airport and I shit my pants before we even got to the pharmacia. Here he is doing about 95 and shit. And oh, my God. But the thing was down there, people was passing us up.
Yeah.
I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So the main reason I really wanted to get you guys together, not only just because Flash wanted to do part 2, and I know you were pretty excited to do a part 2, so I figured, screw it, let's get these two together. And I want to hear some of you guys' stories. Now, let's try to make this show where when the listeners turn this off, I don't want them to think we're all a bunch of degenerates. So let's try to keep this as PG-13 as possible. But that's what I'm waiting on. I want to hear some dual stories from Flash and Trash.
I've been, there's a ton of them, and I've been thinking about a lot of them here the last few days, and the ones that I thought would be good for this, that, for one, probably some of them don't have a statute of limitations on, so it's best not to hopefully admit we did anything on the radio. But, man, the one that sticks out the most for me to start this off, it was, I hadn't been around maybe a couple of years, whatever. We was doing USWA. And we might have been at the Bimbo. We had a couple of good instances at the Bimbo. And we shared a bed, king-size bed. He's on one side, I'm on the other. And I vaguely remember waking up and looking over. And at the time, I had a living girlfriend. But when I looked over, Flash was laying straight, pointed away from me. And I thought, for a minute, I guess I thought I was at home. And I was like, damn, look at that ass. So, I remember putting my hand on his ass and then Flash, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then I kind of realized where the hell I was at, and I was like, oh, nothing.
Now wait a minute. Let's get the whole story out.
Okay.
I know we didn't stay at the Admiral Bimbo. We were at a Motel 6 or something. But here's what happened. We were driving around trying to find a motel. And we were talking about the rats and all that, and how many beers it would take to sleep with this one and this one and this one. And Trash was going, oh, that'd be a 6-pack. That'd be a case. And so we got to share the bed together. And in the middle of the night, he reaches over and grabs my ass and spins me over. I'm like, what are you doing? He spins over real quick, doesn't say a word, complete silence. And then the next morning, I'm like, man, what was you trying to do last night? He goes, man, I'm sorry. In the middle of the night, I thought you were the old lady. I'm sorry. That is what happened.
Oh my God!
I had the gist of it now.
I mean, as they say,
when you get raised, you remember this kind of stuff.
Because it's funny as hell to me. It's just funny as hell to me, all the shit we used to do. That's why I remember it. Hell, that's what I enjoyed, remembering all of it. Nobody was violated in the making of that story. So.
Here is one of the best ones. You know how at Nashville at the fairgrounds, how you get the separate locker rooms, and Bert would always come in there when certain guys were getting out of the shower or something. Well, Trash gets out of the shower and Bert walks in. Trash drops his towel, turns around, bends over, and spreads his butt cheeks. He goes, hey, Bert, I'm ready for a push. Bert goes, oh, honey, you make a gay man straight.
Oh my God.
That's 100% true, because I love fucking with Bert. I wasn't Bert's type at all.
Right.
I wasn't a tan pretty boy, toned up and shit. I had long straggly hair. I fucked with Bert all the
We're starting out hard right now. It's just bam, bam. Oh my God. It's like nothing. We're not saving anything. I love it. I can't imagine what the next hour is going to be like. Oh my God.
We had this girl at the Gardens walking, back in the back on the babyface side. There's the public bathroom right there by the curtains to where we could go out and get concessions or whatever. The security guard comes back and he say, hey, Trash, this girl wants your autograph. So I look out the curtain first, see what she looked like. No, all right. So I go out there and I said, what do you want me to sign? She handed me a Sharpie and she said, you can sign wherever you want. So I said, okay. So I had the security guard hold the door. I said, hey, man, watch this bathroom door for me. So I took her in the bathroom, and I got her over the urinal. She's got her hands propped up holding on to the the pipe, the flusher and whatnot. So as I'm doing my thing, her head's hitting the back of the urinal and she's flushing at the same time.
Oh my God.
I get done I think me and Flash was working each other because, I was telling him about it, Flash, where is she? So we grab a hold and just start moving around the ring a little bit and finally, there she is right there, with the soaking head.
God almighty. So let me ask you this. We're going to try to reel it in to get a little bit serious, at least a little bit. You two in the ring with each other, and I've said it to both of you. I think me and Flash have always had great matches. Me and Trash have always had great matches, but you two have worked each other probably more, it's not about the same that I've worked you two. Talk about working each other and who's worse and who's the shits and whatnot.
I guess I'll start. I can't say anything. I mean, man, me and Flash clicked. And the thing was, with Flash, we were good friends, but we really trusted each other with our bodies. And, and that's something, as you know, man, that's hard to do with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some of these people, they want to call something stupid, what? I ain't doing that. I was you. And Flash would come off with some crazy shit sometimes, and I, most of the time I'd go with it just because it was Flash. And, but if I was ever going to really get seriously injured outside all the normal shit we went through, I guess I'd rather have been with him than anybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're going to get hurt.
Now I will say
hurt yourself, or I would hurt myself.
One of us is going to get hurt, if not both. That was for sure. But stiff bastard he was an asshole with that kendo stick because he liked to hit you in the head with it.
Yeah.
And I'd always tell him, no, man, that shit, on the view as it is, on the body is bad enough as it is.
Yeah.
Man, you get to hitting on that head, brother, that shit hurts. I mean, that's
yeah.
Go ahead. Now you're making that up. I've only hit one person as hard as I could with that kendo stick, and that was because he football punted me in the ribs in Puerto Rico, and it was with their top guy, Ray Gonzalez.
Nobody said you was doing it as hard as you could all the time. Shit hurt me.
No, but he kicked me so hard. I took that stick and I wrapped it over his head. It went over his head and crossed his back and left a whelp on his back.
Wow.
And he was mad. And he came back to the back and grabbed his gun. He was ready to shoot me.
I worked with him a few times down there. I remember Ray Gonzalez.
He's like, could you not have at least icy hotted me, man?
They got him out of there, and they asked me what happened. I go, he kicked the shit out of me. I just gave him a receipt. I was like, Wolfie knows about receipts. He still has a bunch more coming.
I think one of the dumbest moves we did was at the Gardens when I broke my hip at the Gardens, and lucky it's all it broke.
How did that happen?
Well, it was one hell of a street fight. And like I said on the last show, me and Flash didn't go out there and bump and thumb pack, whatever your took, you eat it. But, we tried to make it all still make sense and sell everything we did and put the match together like you should.
Yeah.
But we had one hell of a hardcore street fight, whatever. And remember, we set the table up on the outside of the ring, and I was going to put you on it and then do the leg drop. You was going to move. And that was basically the finish. Then I'd slide back in the ring, you whack me 1, 2, 3. But the table was it was so cheap and gimmicky. The legs wouldn't stand up. I put it up once and it falls down. So we work around it, get it back up, and it's sitting there just wobbling. If you watch the replay, you look on the video, Flash is laying on it, but he's not even touching it. Because when he freshly touches it, it's going to fall down. And here I come and fly right through that son of a bitch. But anyway, we done a lot of stupid shit. That's for damn sure. But we trusted each other. We knew, I'd catch Flash come flying out of the ring. Shit, we did all kinds of shit.
You know, that's funny when you talk about the tables. I've had that happen more than one time where the table that they provide you to do whatever is just a piece of garbage. And it's like, did you not look at this thing? I mean, this thing won't even, you can't eat food on it. What the fuck?
Well, they look at it like, well, they're going to tear it up, so let's get one that's already tore up. No, man. No, man. It's, you know, crazy shit, but I always loved working Flash. I always loved working with him, against him, because we worked good together as well. I mean, you know, we wasn't on PG-13, but we worked pretty damn good together. And people knew when we was together, people knew it was, you know, it was going to be some wrestling, but it was going to be, me and Flash were pretty stiff, you know.
Hey, let me ask you real quick, because maybe I just missed it. But okay, so when you came off the top and he moves or whatever, what broke your hip? Just that being such a shitty table that it really didn't break your fall much, or what?
Yeah, it was like going through a piece of paper, man, straight through the concrete floor. And I landed in a sitting position.
Man, he did it on the floor. He forgot to leave that out.
What's that?
No, I got that part of it.
You were just on the floor.
Yeah, no, it was out on the floor. It wasn't in the ring. It was on the floor.
Yeah.
And then a piece of the table smacked me in the back of the head real hard as I hit, you know, all of it at the same time. Yeah. And I laid there. Hell, I sold that thing for a couple of minutes.
I imagine.
Because I was legit like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then crawled up the ring, and I think Flash hit me with a garbage can or something, and I just like, thank God. that was really one hell of a match, too, though.
I'd like to see it. Is it on YouTube? Can we watch it? Can the listeners watch it?
Flash has got all that stuff. Because remember, we had another board that wouldn't break, and we positioned it on the ring barrier on the side of the ring, so it was on the outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And we did the gimmick, and Flash was going to backdrop me out of it. Well, I take the backdrop and I land on it, but it don't break. It just bounces, and I bounce off of it to the floor. And then Flash pushes me back on it, and he comes off the top, I think, with an elbow or something. But it's still the something. But some bitch wouldn't break, and hell, it wasn't a quarter-inch thick, I don't think. It was just enough to hold a person.
Was Dutch the ref in that one?
I thought he was the ref he was the ref in the last one.
Okay, the Rock and Rumble. Yeah, there's a move y'all do it's a beautiful sunset flip power bomb to the outside where you power bomb Flash on a truck hood.
On a truck hood, yeah.
That was gorgeous. I mean, I know I've seen that move before, but I mean, that was probably really innovative at that time, I would imagine, that specifically that move. It's almost like one you would see today being used very commonly. You know what I mean?
Well, and if you notice, too, it was, again, on top of a truck hood on the floor. I mean, you know, that was a hell of a bump Flash took.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't take the bump Flash did. Hell, I just did the sunset flip and held on, and I didn't, you know, try not to let him take his own bump down and not slam him down.
Yeah.
Well, I gave that to Brian Christopher when we did that lightweight tournament. I told Brian, I go, hey, sunset flip me, and we'll do the power bomb after the floor. And I didn't know if Brian would do it or not, and he did.
Yeah.
You know, Brian wasn't flying around doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You know, when I mentioned it to him, he said, "Yeah, okay," and he did it.
Well, yeah, because we're not taking the bump.
Exactly.
Well, they got
the bump. We're not. I mean, it'd be hell if you miss Flash.
Yeah,
you know, I guess.
Yeah,
it'd
for
be
sure.
Hell then, you know, as long as you do your job, it's up to him. And Flash would take. I took some bumps, but never Flash. Got really. You know, like the Puerto Rico jumping off the, you know, just Flash took some bumps. It was like, God, man.
Working him, you kind of figure out what type of person you are, because he's like, okay, just grab me by the, you know, throw me off the third-story balcony into this pit of venomous vipers and crocodiles, and you're like, damn, should I do that to him? It'll look good, but fuck, that's mean.
But he get mad as hell.
Hold on a second, Trash. Hold on a second. Flash, are you awake?
I'm listening.
We don't want you to listen. This is not called Flash Calls In and Listens. This is called Flash, Trash, and Slash.
Well, I guess and tell you the other stupid, like we did it was like the Asian death match type thing, and they had the 1/4-inch sheet of plywood, and they wrapped the barbed wire all around it. And to me, I wasn't thinking how thin the plywood was, how it would slide. And I went to give the guy the superplex, and he blocks it and cuts me off and throws me onto the plywood. But when I landed the barbed wire, the board slid, and pinned me to the barbed wire. I couldn't get up.
Oh.
So the referee, in all fairness and try to make the match keep going, he just reaches in and jerks the barbed wire out of my back.
Oh.
That hurt.
Oh,
That hurt.
But
That's why I didn't.
But to those guys' credit, these two referees down there, did I tell you the New Jack story? They were going to kill New Jack?
no.
I don't think so.
No.
All right. Well, they brought New Jack and Pondo down to Puerto Rico. And Jack was my partner, and Pondo was Mike Hughes' partner.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack and Hughes got into a few months earlier about a staple gun. So I was like, I told Pondo, look, I'll stay with Mike, you stay with Jack, and we'll keep that way. Things are kind of kept no problem. Well, Pondo, he's double jointed. He can take his leg and turn it all the way around backwards.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, this would be a great rib. I go, look, when Jack, you come off the top of the truck and do the splash on Pondo. Pondo, you act like you broke your leg. 1, 2, 3. I'll go to the back and just completely kayfabe. I won't do anything. I'll just act like everything got screwed up. So we go to the back. Luke was like, mate, what happened? I go, Jack wanted to do that stupid jump off the truck when it's all wet. He came down and broke Pondo's leg. And Luke was like, oh. And he's like, they're trying to get an ambulance there and all this. And I guess this is where it gets good. So then we get in the locker room, and no one is smartened up to what's going on. Jack starts yelling at me, saying that I set the table too far and all this. I'm like, you're the one that set the table up and wanted to do that stupid move. And so I'm going off on Jack, and this is right after he stabbed that kid in Florida. So I go, what are you going to do, stab me in front of everybody?
Oh, God.
Jack goes, oh, no, you didn't. And he pulls out this knife and starts coming towards me.
Oh, shit.
Well, the referees were brothers, and they were drug dealers. But they were my
Sell
boys.
Drugs and count 3, baby.
So he's walking towards me, and he's getting ready to walk in between them. Well, the one brother was getting ready to hook the arm where the knife was at, while the other brother had his hand on his gun, and as soon as he hooked his arm, he was going to shoot him in the head.
Oh,
damn.
And I see, and all the other boys had their hands on their guns and knives and everything, and I'm thinking, whoa, it's a rib.
Yeah.
And then Jack comes, because I'm standing there holding my kendo stick while Jack's coming at me with a knife. And once then had to smarten everyone up, and then we get in the car, and Luke was like, good rib, mate. We'll see how funny it is when you get your pink slip Monday.
Oh, man.
That is pretty heavy. That's pretty fucking heavy.
Jeez.
You stayed down there way
Go to Puerto Rico, they say. It'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I had a blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you loved it. I liked it, but I couldn't have stayed the time you stayed. There's no way.
Well, Soma's helped.
Obviously. Obviously.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Jump in. I know you got something for these boys.
So yeah, I just got a quick question. Last week, unfortunately, the wrestling world had some losses in it. Bray Wyatt from the WWE, and then Terry Funk. Do you either of you have any Terry Funk stories at all?
Terry Funk we only got to meet him one time.
Yeah.
Terry Funk was the one time I met him. You thought he was your damn best friend. In the back, just a complete really good guy. The one time I met him, and anybody I've ever known that's known him, I don't know of anybody that's ever had anything bad to say about him.
Yeah.
I just think, it's sad to see, our past go. I think for everybody, especially in the business.
Especially one of the greatest, Yeah.
Right. And Bray, I unfortunately, from the sounds of it, never got to meet him, but I've never heard anybody ever say a bad word about him either. It's sad for the wrestling world to lose a legend and lose a possible future legend.
Yeah. Right. What about you, Flash? Any Terry Funk story?
I was in the ring with Terry Funk, and I'm cutting a promo on him, and I'm sitting there while I'm cutting my promo, just dogging him. I'm thinking, man, he's going to hit me. I didn't know for sure. We did our thing, and then I have the replica of the NWA title, the really good one.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get the guys that held the title to sign it for me. Mm-hmm. So Tommy Rich signed it for me, and then I asked Terry Funk. I go, "Hey, would you mind signing this for me?" I go, "I never know. One day I may be in a jam and I might need to sell it." And he looks up at me, smiles, and he goes, "No problem, kid." And he went ahead. He signed it for me, and then I had Flair sign it, and then so I got Terry Funk, Ric Flair. The only one I'm missing is Dory Funk. He's the only one he's the only one left that I consider NWA champion.
Right. Yeah.
So did you get into a jam, or you still got it?
I still got it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
If you've never been to Flash's house, now since he's been married, I don't know if it's changed, but Flash, and we had another guy in OVW that I always considered a damn good worker and a really good friend too, Jason Lee.
Oh yeah.
But you think you're going into a 6-year-old's bedroom. I mean, Star Wars toys, everything, G.I. Joe. I mean, it's like,
oh, God, dude,
man, y'all ever gonna grow up? And I would say probably a little valuable shit because they've got like Star Wars. There's probably nothing of Star Wars neither one of them had.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Quite the collection, Flash.
You're talking like the OG stuff, Flash, like the stuff we had when we were kids and stuff.
Okay, well, mine went beyond that. I've got like the guns and all that.
Oh wow! Okay, you didn't lose any of that. Wow.
No, I mean I've got I don't know how many of them they put out, but it's a signed Jeremy Bullock Boba Fett blaster.
Oh wow! Okay, gotcha. Okay, and, holy cow!
It's like the real deal.
Yeah.
The last time I seen it was selling for $10,000.
Holy crap! Yeah. That's amazing.
I got a life-size Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And Han and Carbonite.
You've got a Han and Carbonite life size?
Yeah.
Holy crap, man! Oh
and
my
a Yoda. And Darth Maul.
Get the whole setup, man.
And Vader.
I see Flash's last will and testament saying he wants to be frozen in carbonite when he goes.
That's genius. Please. Make a coffee table out of it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hey, Flash, how you doing, buddy?
My dad worked at IMI, so he could make me turn me into concrete.
Oh man!
I think you got enough concrete in your head as we speak.
Oh man! God.
Hey, I got it, and he'll probably kill me for saying this, but I don't give a shit. Flash, you was there that night with Jason Lee, wasn't you? You remember what I'm talking about? The American Eagle, Vito.
Oh, that was the best.
That I guess. All right, we're all sitting in the locker room, and we ribbed a lot back in those days. In OVW, and I'll tell you my rib here in a minute. So Jason Lee had this thing where if you were sitting down, not paying no attention, and he had to fart, he'd walk past you, and all of a sudden you turn around, there's his ass, and he based you.
Oh man, brutal.
He would act like a little child. You go, "Oh, you got basted."
Yeah, so But that was Jason's thing, so there was this one night. It was the first night Cornette come to OVW to start, to work, working with Danny. So it was kind of everybody's a little bit more on their P's and Q's that night, because nobody really knew a lot about Jimmy other than Slash worked for him at Smoky Mountain and stuff. Yeah. I mean, we knew Jimmy, of course, but nobody worked with him much.
Yeah, right.
So everybody's a little bit on their P's and Q's, and I remember we're sitting around, and I see Jason get up. You already know what he's going to do, and nobody's really paying much attention. And Jason walks past the American Eagle, drops his pants, and Eagle turns around and he's got the mask on. And instead of farting, Jason shoots a stream of shit.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Hold on. Jason came running through there and jumped in the air and pulled his pants down. And when he landed, he farted and blew it out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The American Eagle's got the mask on, and and Vito's sitting there. Dude, you shit on me. Jason turns around. The reaction to his face when he seen what he did, I wish somebody he's like, he don't want Cornette. He don't want Cornette to know anything about it, because, like I said, none of us work with him that much and shit. But it was just the funniest thing. And later on, of course, Cornette heard about it. He was a little upset nobody come and told him about it.
I was going to say, Cornette would have loved that.
Yeah, he goes, Jason, if I would have known that, you'd been champion.
You know what? Through that whole story, I was sitting here thinking, you kept saying American Eagle. Now, American Eagles that I worked was Danny Davis and Ken Wayne. I was thinking you were going to say he shit on one of them. I was going to be like, oh my God.
This would kill him.
He'd have been killed. One of the funniest things you've seen a lot back in those days when Jason comes flying out of the office, because Jason loved to aggravate the piss out of Danny. It was like Danny's son that he hated, kind of thing. And there was many nights Jason comes flying out of there and Danny chasing him with a kendo stick or something, trying to beat the shit out. Jason went right out the back door and haul ass. Danny's so pissed off at him. Jason's a really hell of a guy, a good family man, and whatnot. But we all did. Yeah. My rib was, if you mess with me, I'd shit in your bag.
No, man.
That's an old school one there.
Yeah, that's a Kurt Hennig rib right there, man. That's old school.
That was my thing, and I had to sometimes go through. Now, I remember Dave Bautista coming up to me one day and he said, "Trash, I like you, but if you ever shit in my bag, I'm going to fucking kill you."
Can you imagine if you didn't shit in his bag? I shit in a movie star's bag.
No, that's when we got to be the land of the giants, man. I toned down some. I ain't messing with these guys. You see me shitting in Brock's bag? Yeah. I would be talking now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We had some monsters that were just built and strong on top of it.
Yeah.
But great guys. I mean, all of them really, I don't really remember not getting along with any of them, really.
What about you, Flash?
Oh boy. I'm trying to think of some of the other, all my dumb things that I really did was in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You remember the Internet Bob things?
Oh, okay. Internet Bob. He was stooging off stuff. He had no idea what he was talking about. He'd get on.
Who was it on the
internet?
Let me tell who he is, Flash. He was a guy that was a mark that I guess was a little computer geek, and that was early on. There wasn't nobody had cell phones or any of that. And, we didn't have a website or anything. So I think Danny was trying to work him into, let him have just a little taste of it to get him to kind of do the gimmick, get this guy to do all this shit for nothing, and then he'll all be done.
Right.
Yeah.
But this guy got to where he'd hear the finishes and shit.
Oh,
and spit it off to the people.
Oh my God.
So go ahead, Flash. That's who Internet Bob was.
Okay.
All right. So he stooging off finishes and then writing stuff about a match that didn't even happen. And it was like, plus doesn't even know what the moves are or anything.
Yeah.
So I go off on him. Mm-hmm. I rip him a new one in the locker room, and then Trash hears me yelling at him. Well, typical Trailer Park Trash. He goes down to the bathroom, takes a dump, takes a cup, scoops it up, goes outside, and smears it on his windshield.
Oh
my God.
Well, no, actually, I didn't smear it on his windshield. We had a light drizzle rain like that whole night.
Oh.
So you had to use your wipers. So I carefully laid it right underneath the driver's side windshield wiper. So windshield wiper.
Either way, fuck.
Either way, same thing.
Dude. Of course, who's the last one to be yelling at him was me. And who do you think he done it?
Danny was a little upset we run him off.
So I was gonna say, Flash, how many people did it take to pull Internet Bob off of you?
He didn't come near me.
Yeah.
Sure, Flash.
But then there was Robert Briscoe leaving his doors unlocked in Elizabethtown, and me and Trash got back there before he did. And Trash had some Polaroids of some chick. I don't know, but
so Briscoe was not married, but living with one of the longtime rats.
But he was engaged.
Well, yeah, they were engaged. They just never got married, but they were living together and stuff. And Briscoe had just got a DUI like, a month or two back before this or something. So I put empty beer cans under his seat, a few condoms, a few naked pictures.
Oh my God!
And what did this dude? What did he do to get this?
He was
just because you felt like it.
Yeah,
just to rib him.
Yeah, just to rib him because he was the kind of guy. He was the kind of guy we would get booked to ref matches and stuff on the road because he was funny to ride with because he would sit over there and stare out the window and talk to himself and shit.
Dang on. And that's the guy you
we all just kind of wait. We just wait for him to start doing it. Then we get our giggles out of that shit. Look at here he goes. There he goes.
The guy that stares off in the distance. You ribbed the crazy guy. So.
Yeah. Well, we did piss all over his car.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about that one.
You guys sound like the fucking boys in the 70s and 80s, for God's sake.
Oh, man, well, the problem was, like I said, I was fortunate enough to when Danny was still on the road shit, so I traveled with Danny, and he told me all these old stories and shit, and it's just making me want to go do them,
Yeah.
Man, that sounds like fun.
I think I could do that, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's fun. So that just, and then Rip come along, and
he's notorious.
That puts you in a different world, and I think Rip brought the Rip in me out. Because when Rip come along, I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do to top Rip? What can I do to top Rip?
We couldn't.
Can you see Trash at some sort of? Can you see Trash at some sort of acceptance speech? And I'd also like to thank my producer. I'd like to thank Rip Rogers for bringing out the river in me. I'd like to thank Danny Davis. You got to thank your producer and God first before you thank anybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. God for putting these people in my life. I love it, man. I would never change nothing because I love the memories. I love doing it. I love living it. I love meeting all my brothers. The wrestling business is people don't understand in those days. I don't know how it is now, but if you made it in, then you was a brother. You was one of the boys.
Yeah.
And there was a difference. You could tell. If you wasn't one of the boys, you were just there. And it sure as hell couldn't have been as fun as it was for us.
Yeah. Hey, Flash, and being for real here, because I just, kind of made a funny about an acceptance speech or whatever. Let's just say that, somewhere down the line, someone honors you with something. Who would be the people that you would thank? And I'm being serious. Who would be the people that you would thank?
That I would thank?
Yeah.
Can I name a bunch of them?
Sure.
Well, I mean, there's you, there's Trash, there's Rip, there's Danny, Savio, and Miguel, because they basically saved my life. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I probably would be dead by now.
Is there a story behind that one that we haven't told yet?
Well, like I said, I got hooked on somas bad.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I needed a ride, and one of the guys came and picked me. I don't want to stooge him off, but he came and picked me up, and he was a little intoxicated and somaed up. But my somas were about to kick in, and I wanted to go to Walgreens real quick to get something real quick. It was something to drink or something. It was something stupid. So I go, man, stop here real quick, and I'll be back out in no time. So he pulls in and hits this. It was like a brand new Cadillac, like an Escalade or something. And he's like, "Oh shit, what should I do?" I go, "Dude, we're both fucked up. We better get out of here." So he backs up and rips the side panel off the truck.
Oh man.
We take off, go back home. I go, "Look, I'm dead silent. I don't know anything that happened. We're cool. I know nothing."
Right.
Well, the license plates are in Victor Quiones' name because we're using the company van. So the cops come and arrest Victor Quiones.
Oh man. Oh man. Brutal.
They had us on camera.
Oh man.
So we got out of it. And then then the worst part was where they moved to this one place in this condo, and the pharmacy was, you go downstairs and it's right there. And I was gone. I was a few sheets in the wind. Mm-hmm. And I went down there, grabbed a bunch of stuff. All I had on was my swim trunks and a fanny pack. No shirt, no shoes. I went in there, I grabbed the stuff. I go, "I got no money. I'll pay you later." I run out the door. And, no recollection. Could not even remember doing any of this. And then a few days later, I go in there, and the girls, because I used to hit on the girls there, so they go, "Hey, are you ever going to pay for that stuff you got the other day?" I'm like, "What stuff?" And then they're showing me the video. I'm like, "Yes, I will pay for it. Thank you for not turning me in." The cops, they had like a little jail cell around the corner, that was a little shopping center that if you done anything, they'd lock you up there until the police came and got you. But I used to hang out there because one of the girls I dated was on the drug task force team, which is hilarious. Because here I am all drugged up on Soma, and she's coming over and cleaning my place up for me.
Oh my God.
Well, that's not the only person that saved your life, because last week Trash was telling us he saved your life from choking on some ribeye steak.
Yeah.
Well, he says that, but I don't remember it.
I don't think you would, actually.
Yeah.
No, I actually did. It just yours kicked in before mine. Everybody knows, this is stuff in our past, and everybody knows, shit. We kind of, we lived a life of rock stars, basically.
Yeah.
To a point, we didn't have the jets and all that shit, but still, I mean, we did things just like everybody else did things, but that was the Puerto Rico thing. You went to Puerto Rico, some soda, and you relaxed,
When we went to Kid Rock's birthday party down there.
Oh shit!
Andy Anderson, remember him?
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
He calls me up and said, "Hey, come down here to the Ritz-Carlton. Kid Rock is down here with Pamela Anderson." So we got ready and went down there.
Mm-hmm.
We met him and stuff, got a picture with him. And then I was talking to Pamela Anderson out in the hallway. I just wanted to get a picture with me and her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, not right now." And I'm thinking, when am I ever going to see you again?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm surprised that situation didn't get you killed, because I can't believe you didn't say a word out of line.
Well, we're sitting there, and he doesn't have any security guards or anything around him. And I'm like, you know what? We can just go beat the shit out of him. There ain't nothing he can do about it. But we didn't.
But we didn't.
Mind.
Pamela Anderson gave you the cold shoulder, huh?
Yep.
Damn.
What about sending the pictures up to WWE?
I think he told us that on the last one, didn't he?
Did he tell that story?
Yeah. Yeah, he told us that. Yeah, you told us that one.
Rip used to always say, "Just send a naked picture at the Pat Patterson. Now get you."
Yeah.
Trash.
Video was great.
Jimmy, what you got anything to ask?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we got to talk. I mean, Trash, we talked about it with you last week. We probably talked about it with Flash when we had him on, but since we have actually Flash, Trash, and Slash here, I would love to hear y'all's stories about hanging Wolfie at the fairgrounds and maybe how the setup with that went, and maybe Flash's input on that a little bit.
That was Wolfie's idea.
Yeah, it would have to be, right?
We got in trouble for them airing it on TV, and Bill Barron was like, he wasn't happy with it.
It was pretty intense. That's what I was saying. The Trash is the pop for it. When y'all dumped me over and people saw that I was literally hanging by my neck, it wasn't that big bump pop. It was just they screamed almost like they're watching someone be killed,
Yeah, like Faces of Death.
It was a horror movie. It was a horror movie reaction.
Yeah.
Exactly. You see people sitting watching a horror movie and somebody gets their head sliced off and they all jump back. That's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got to admit, I was pretty sobered up that night. I remember doing it all, but how we set it up and all that shit, I don't really recall.
Yeah.
Just being honest, I was pretty. I just had fun that night. I remember that. That was pretty cool.
At least y'all held me. And Flash, if I'm not mistaken, I think me and you tried to do it with just me and you.
No, it was me and BJ Payne trying to hang you, and we dropped you.
Man.
I'm blaming BJ on that one because me and Trash held you, so it had to be BJ's fault.
Okay.
Oh, so BJ, I couldn't remember if it was just you or not.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Y'all must have done that the week before or something.
It was on down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. The Gardens when he was at Slash. All right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But yeah, I love that. I still like looking at that, man, because it does.
I just remember we had the chain around your neck, and we had a safe word.
Pineapple.
Yeah, Wolfie was like, I'm dying.
and of course, we think back now, if something happened and he was really choking, how the hell could you holler the same word to us?
Right.
We didn't think about that back then.
Yeah. You might have just heard me gurgling or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, that was a hell of a thing. I know that. The reaction from the crowd was just, it was
awesome.
Intense. It was intense. I was glad to be a part of it. So that was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
When it was all said and done.
What about any matches together in OVW? Can you remember any of those at all? Or was there anything spectacular that happened where it was legitimately Flash, Trash, and Slash?
Man, I swear to God, I think we had, but I looked because I told you guys I wanted to have that soundbite of having Cornette going, Flash throws Trash, and here comes Slash, and blah, blah, blah. I do remember that, but I couldn't find a match.
Me either. Yeah.
Just us.
I know we did because you had it was you, Stacy, and what was your Damien?
Yeah, stupid.
And then
Dick Sucker. That's his other name, Dick Sucker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I hate that motherfucker.
I know we all know why he was there. But besides the point, I remember us having matches.
Yeah, I do too.
Several times actually, and I had seen some video with me in there and you guys kicking my ass, all y'all jumping me and Stacy and whatever. That might be when Leviathan hit the ring.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been in there because no one ever whipped me.
No.
That's why I got used.
Well, how come you always complain?
I was good at selling, beat my ass. I'll make you look like $1 million. And a lot of them guys back then really did those. Settle down, son.
He swears up and down I split his head open 2 or 3 times, but I don't remember that either.
Oh my God. This is one of the good ones. Christmas night.
Yep.
They're in Nashville.
Merry Christmas.
First, let's go back to USWA where it was a USWA ECW invasion.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working me and it was me and Steve against you and Jamie, and I didn't have a blade. And Stan Man gives me a surgical blade, which I've never used, and I never will.
Yeah.
So
Again.
I got kicked and I dropped it. Well, Wolfie picks it up and it was like, oh, all right. Here we go, slaughterhouse, and he carves a big gash in my head.
Oh man! Oh brother!
You probably put 3/4 inside my head.
Abdullah.
I was pouring blood.
I was signing my autographs.
Oh man! His full name, Warren Wolf.
Yeah.
So
Man.
I go to the hospital, and one of the guys in there was like, "Hey, Flash, what are you doing in here?" I go, "Oh, I got my head split open." And he starts laughing. I go, "Well, what are you doing in here?" He goes, "Oh, I got shot." So now it's about a year later for this Christmas show, and Wolfie sits me up on the top rope, or he just cracks me in the head with a chair and splits the back of my head open. Sets me on the top rope, which he's going to bulldog me onto the chair where I'm supposed to get my color. Well, stupid me, I'm already pouring blood. I go ahead and pull my blade out. He bulldogs me on the chair, color, and then we continue with the match. And I get back, and I'm like, dear God, he split the back of my head open. And go back. So I go back to the hotel, and the centerfolds, Frenchie and Skinny Kenny and them,
Yeah.
they were there, and they glued my head back together. So because I wasn't gonna get any more stitches, I just glued it up. Then we're a no disqualification street fight type thing, and I'm trying to get some heat, and the referee is not listening to anything. I'm like, look, will you just listen to me? I'm trying to get some heat here. And finally, Wolfie backs me up in the corner, and then he tells the referee to duck, and of course the referee listens to him, and he punches me right underneath my eye, puts me open. I roll out on the floor. I look up. I point to the back of my head. I point to the side of my head. Now I'm pointing to my cheek. I'm like, really? I go, dear God, 3 times? Do I owe you money?
But I got to say, in their defense, because I've worked Flash probably more than I ever worked any one person, Flash is sometimes hard to understand.
He's still hard to understand. On the phone right now. What are you talking about?
Flash would go wing you off. There'd be tables and chairs and shit sitting everywhere, and he'd call something, you'd be like, huh? He'd just go get the ropes and like, well, let's figure it out. But we worked together so much, you just kind of knew what we were doing. We just knew what we were doing. You know, we had that kind of thing going. We just we didn't really have to say too much.
Yeah.
Basically, well, you know, if someone knows how to work, if they're coming off the ropes for something, you know what they're feeding for something or anything. You can tell if someone knows what they're doing, and then you can tell someone they're the deer with the headlights on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what a lot of guys use. And, you know, guys, the thing, guys that could have been around for quite a while were still, you either got it or you didn't. And once you got it, you know, and if you clicked with somebody like me and Flash clicked, then everything was, we were stiff as a board because I know me and Flash always, you know, people left, they remembered our match. We worked each other. I mean, we laid the shit in. You know, I remember several times Flash just want me to pound him in the head until we open up. You know, so you just keep hitting me. Like, damn. We laid
top rope.
The chops, man. We laid the chops. Me and Flash were laying them chops down. Wow,
man.
Yeah, where was we at one night, Flash? And I later felt bad about it. I think Johnny Jeter was one of them, who was a kid I really respected and all that. But Chris Cage. We were working together, and we worked them, and we were told to be stiff because they were messing around in class or something. You know, something like that. Man, we beat the shit out of those 2 kids. Chop, fist, chop. I mean, we were brutal. Yeah.
You know, a
lot of people sit out back, you know, say, oh, that shit's fake or whatever. Well, they'll step in there and work one of them kind of matches. Yeah. You know, and those kids were tough and they took it. You know, and that's I respected them a little more after they took it. They didn't say a word about it. But it was later on I thought, man, that was wrong.
I did get back with Jeter and Cage, and I told him, I apologized to him. I felt bad. It was one of those things that, to me, they were one of the boys, but they weren't at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
But they were still part of our group. And
Yeah.
Jeter when he got called up, someone kind of buried him. But Jeter was a good worker, so was Cage.
Yeah, he was. But, you know, in our defense, in mine anyway, but both of ours, that's how it was if you messed up when you was with Danny. I mean, you know, when Danny was still trying to train you and whatnot, I remember Danny beating the shit, just beat the shit out of me. You know, beat me in the back, you know, but you know, and I'm grateful for all of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you deserved it. You know, it's like doing what your parents should have done to you or something, you know.
Right.
I remember one kid at Slash, you might remember his name. He was really, really just a dumbass. And he went over to the Gardens one night and somehow got in the back and walked up to Lawler and said something like, you know, hey, I know the secret wrestler's handshake. Something to that effect.
Oh, my God.
So Lawler calls Danny up and said, what are you teaching them fucking people? Of course, Danny had no idea and didn't even know what the hell a wrestling handshake is either, you know. Yeah. Danny was furious. And I remember in class the next night, Danny got in the ring with this kid and put him in the headlock and snapped his nose.
Oh, man. You know,
Danny won't be telling that story. Danny probably cares, but I mean, Danny, man, you know, I was grateful for being trained that way because you either loved and respect the business or you got the hell out.
Right.
Yeah. And I always say this, man, because, you know, we talk about Danny. Obviously, myself, I was kind of hands-on trained by Danny. Not trained by Danny, but like in that position of being in Memphis on TV for my first, break. I was married to him every night. So I always tell people I was like the first OVW student, you know, it's like it's hands-on. And then you two were probably, you know, in that same little, I consider us all three. That's why I did this show, but I consider all three of us kind of OVW originals because I know that I worked with Danny and I worked for Danny in the very first building and all that stuff. Talk about now, Trash. I meant to mention this to you last week. I saw the trailer for the Netflix special that's coming out called Wrestlers. It's based on OVW for the people that don't know, and I'm pretty sure I saw you in the trailer doing the leg drop. And Flash, I don't know if I saw you, and I don't think I saw myself. So curiosity's getting the best of me. Did you sign a waiver? Did you know anything? What do you guys think about this?
Nope. That is me doing the trailer jack in the trailer. I've had a lot of people bring it up to me. I have not watched it. You know, I personally have no relations with OVW anymore. Nothing against personal Al Snow or anything like that at all. But you know, I know. You know, I know a lot of things were taken down. You know, like my picture and stuff over there.
Really?
For what? Yeah, and so I really have nothing to do with it. And I know a lot of I was surprised at a lot of messages and stuff I got from people and fans on social media and whatnot. And, you know, how come you wasn't in it and whatnot? You know, I don't know, because, you know, people that I would, you know, obviously I was right there with Danny, you know, when he first started it. And then also I worked my ass off for Danny too. I was with Danny, not just in class, you know, I was with Danny, you know, help build the building.
Yeah.
You know, we went from building rings to, you know, we would build rings and we would make the bleachers. I mean, just anything we needed to do, I was right there with him. And I wanted to be because it was, for one, the love and respect I had for Danny, but I wanted to learn every single thing there was about the business.
Right.
And, you know, from setting the chairs up to, you know, everything. And I was fortunate enough to get that hands-on with Danny. But so, you know, that's the OVW I love and respect. The one now, you know, I'm not going to say nothing bad about it, but I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah. What about you, Flash? What do you think about it?
I doubt they'll even mention me or have anything about me on there.
Yeah. I was kind of feeling the same way. No hurt feelings or anything. Maybe it's on the ribbon.
I don't wish them bad. But, you know, I just don't. And I know the reason that I was kind of, I say maybe exiled out of there a little bit or whatnot, which you know, the reason was bullshit. I was trash. I did a lot of shit, and I don't deny nothing I ever did. But I never, ever used my power in OVW to try to get a female to do any sexual favors. Never once For one, I would have never done nothing to disrespect Danny that way or the company, because I was a true company man. And I know there was one person when all that Me Too shit come out that there was a person I tried to help a little bit and whatnot, but never once. Never anything like that. I've never publicly ever come out and said anything like that. But you remember when all that stuff come out, man. There was guys dropping, and I was like, Lord have mercy. It's unreal. It is just, guys would bring their wives and girlfriends to meet me and stuff because I just, and trying not to be in a disrespectful kind of way at all. I just, if they was hot, I'd let them know about it. And guys, they would sit there and laugh and shit, because I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was doing the funny, But anyway, that's my deal with it. I wish them the best of luck, but also I have, I wouldn't be a part of it if I was asked.
Gotcha.
I'm still hot out of him because I've not even been acknowledged for any of the crap that I've done there, and I've killed myself there. At least picture the wall. I look in there and Flash is right. Flash is right. Flash always had a, I'm with Flash on that. I see pictures of people up there on the wall, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? These guys were jumping.
The fact of the matter is, I know you guys' worth up there. I know what you guys were to me and still are to this day, my friends. I feel like I can call you both that. And again, thank both of you for coming on here.
Brothers, man.
We're brothers. Yeah, man, absolutely. But I appreciate you guys coming on, and man, it almost feels like we might have to do this one again sometime. It's never ending. The amount of stuff that we can talk about. Man, I hope
go on
that
and
the
on.
Listeners.
Yeah. Well,
and I hope the listeners
come up. If an occasion ever come up, we could all be three be in the same damn city. I'd love to get together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but, for the listeners, if your ears have been tainted, if your ears have been tainted while you've listened to this, we apologize, and we are not degenerates. We were just having fun. That's why they call us the boys. That's how that word came about, because we're a bunch of fucking children. And we've grown up. We don't poop on each other no more, and all that good stuff. So again, I thank you guys for coming on. Jimmy, do you got anything else for him?
Once Wolfie brought it up, this was a comment that I made at the end of the show. I was like, was there ever a trailer park Slash or a trailer park Flash? And he was like, oh, Trash, Flash, Slash. I love it. So it just kind of came out of that. I just want to thank all three of you and even if you're not mentioned one time in that documentary, I think all the listeners should know that literally that would not exist without the blood, sweat, and tears of these three gentlemen right here and many others. Chris Michael, Sean Casey, all those other guys. I mean, you can name a million more. And, I just, from the listener perspective, I would want to say thank you to you guys for definitely, being and giving all that you gave, especially, to that company and for this show today. I think it's been incredible. Killing me. My sides are killing me.
Your cheeks is hurting.
I appreciate being on here, and I just, hey, we did it because we love the business. That's why we did it. We did
100%.
For any other reason, I think I speak for all of us that was part of that. We did it for the business because we love the business.
Yep. For sure, man. I think that's a great note to end it on. Thank you, Flash. I love you. Thank you, Trash. I love you. Jimmy, what are we coming back with?
Ask Wolfie anything, or ask Slash anything, man.
Ask Slash anything this week. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Had another good time. Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it'll be a
This is funny. There's some good stuff on there. Hey, did you see the sound bites that Jimmy made? The little clips, the little videos.
For this one?
No, for last week's, for yours, Trash.
Oh, I listened to it 2 or 3 times already.
No, I meant the little. He throws some little video clips where he makes it's pictures, but it's us talking, and he makes pictures with it and stuff. There's a few of those out there. I'm sure he can probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just made one about Jamie and the empanada, but I already made one about it was you, and we were talking about the guys that you didn't expect to necessarily make it, and where you said, I figured Brock would kill someone. So, yeah.
You know, you say that, and I knew you probably couldn't do this, but if you even air some of this. One of
we can probably
get over shitting in somebody's bag would probably be.
Yeah, I've already dog-eared that one for sure.
Well, you have to wait the night when you have the parking lot where we parked at. It was dark when you got done. You have to be careful where you step because either Trash or Jason would go down there and take a squat by your door.
Oh man!
Take a shit. So you step in the car.
So shit, guys. All right, it's been fun, man. Thank you for waking up for us, Slash.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Y'all have a good one, man. Thank you.
All right, next time. Take care.
Take it easy, man.
This has been a James Rock Street production.